What up, what up? This is David from the 5-6 Kings, coming to you guys live on live when we're recording it. You'll be listening to it at a later time and possibly a later date, but live on a beautiful Palm Beach County Wednesday. That's right, a Wednesday podcast. It's not every motherfucking Monday this week. It's Wednesday. We weren't sure if we were going to do an episode this week, but Subway, they didn't just come out and say it, but they made it very clear that, that gift card and skateboard can be taken away just as easily as it was given out. So they're under a lot of stress now. Everyone, Megan Rapinoe isn't delivering out on the field, and that's just kind of, the franchisees aren't having it. They're saying, let's remove her. Let's remove her. She doesn't belong here. Get her the fuck out of here. I think it's sexist. I think, I believe Megan Rapinoe. If I'm getting this wrong, I'm sorry. I believe she is a lesbian. We'll double check, and you guys won't hear this if she's not. If I look that up and she's not, but I'm pretty sure I've seen a thing where I think on her Instagram it says it. Well, we'll double check. You guys won't be hearing this if she's not a lesbian. I can rest assured. But yeah, I think they're just, the franchisees are homophobic. I think they're using the soccer woes as an excuse because when it comes down to it, they don't want a lesbian promoting their product. It makes them sick every time they have to put her picture up there. These are terrible people, guys. These are horrible people. These are the same people who are dragging the name of the late great Fred DeLuca through the fucking mud because he sent out some risque calendars where he was like naked or half naked, and he's like, look at how fucking good looking I am. Like, yeah, that's Fred DeLuca. I think they're homophobic, and I think they're just like, we got Steph Curry, we got Tom Brady, we got Serena Williams, we got Charles Barkley. By the way, Charles Barkley is voicing the ads. Like, that shit, like, he's a recognizable voice. I get it. Like, I noticed. I was like, oh, it's Charles Barkley's voice. Like, there's not a ton of voices that I'd be like, oh, that's that person's voice. But how fucking what are they paying him? What are they paying Charles Barkley to just be like, oh, we got Tom Brady telling about the bread that he doesn't eat. Tell him about it, Tom. Like, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy that we are not full-time Subway employees at this point. It's beyond me. It is beyond me. It should be Tony Hawk and the 5-6 Kings. Ride or die till the end. Megan Rapinoe, step it up on the fucking field and you can stick around. But we can't have these lackluster performances. We're watching you just fucking suck out on the field every week, and it's just the franchises aren't having it. They went out on a limb bringing you in, and now you're making them look like fucking schmucks, It's just, Subway, you're near and dear to my heart. I feel protected over you. Thank you for the gift card. Thank you for the skateboard. But Subway, please. Those are nice. Those are nice gifts, but that's never what we've asked for. We've asked for one thing since day one, Subway. Money. You're good enough for Tony Hawk. You're good enough for anyone listening to this. And you got plenty of that money. So Subway, please give us money. And guys, hope you enjoy this week's episode. Don't forget to download it. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. Follow us on Instagram at 56Kings, spelled out FIVESIXKINGS on Instagram. We're posting new shit daily. I had a great Monday video. Great Monday video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And enjoy this week's episode.
This the Palm Beach County anthem. All my Palm Beach County niggas, y'all put them fucking guns in there and bust them shit. Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County. This where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left slugs on the guns just for fucking round. This ain't a county for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up? And welcome to another episode of the 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, Braden Bullard. Braden, how are you, man?
Howdy, folks.
First and foremost, thank you, Suave Smooth, for that plan. It always gets me jacked up. It gets me going.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Fucking blood is flowing off that Suave Smooth, David.
Brayden, how are the mountains, man?
Oh, they were smoky.
There we go. If you didn't say Smoky, I might have been like, let's just stop recording. let's just not even do this episode.
No, honestly, like, I'm so dumb sometimes. It took me like 2 days to really build the connection. I'm like, dude, it's so foggy in these mountains. Why?
It's crazy, all the fog.
I'm like, go to my mom. I'm like, isn't it crazy how foggy it is in these mountains? I mean, like, it's like clouds like everywhere, huh? My mom's like, well, that's why they call it the Smoky Mountains. I'm like,
yeah, it makes sense.
Duh.
All right.
Yeah. But, we're back, and it's good to be back, David. I'm sorry about every motherfucking Monday.
I mean, I hope if you try to say it at the end of this episode, I'm jumping across the table at you.
I can't say it now?
I am at the end of this episode?
Yeah.
No, we got to do like 4 Mondays before you're like every motherfucking Monday.
All right, David's got the next 4 weeks of every motherfucking Monday.
Oh, no, nobody's saying it at the end. It's a Wednesday. We can't say every motherfucker. It's Wednesday.
It's true.
We can't say every motherfucking Monday right after we miss a Monday.
All right, we'll start next week.
People will turn this shit off immediately.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, all right? The Smoky Mountains were calling my name.
So
sometimes sometimes you just got to, follow your heart. And that's what I did. I followed my heart, David, at the Smokies. But I'm back, and now I'm kind of happy, like maybe I shouldn't be in the mountains, with neighbors like Samuel L. Jackson from Lakeview Terrace.
Those weren't the mountains. What are you?
I mean, they were the mountains of like California. Yeah, that was the mountains. They were in the mountains.
It was in like the hills, like right outside.
Well, yeah,
LA.
So to clarify, like they're mountains, but they're not like mountains like you're out in the middle of nowhere. They're like the hills of California. Yeah.
Where you were, I would be shocked if it looked anything like this movie.
No, actually, it's even sketchier. So, like,
of
if there was a Samuel L. Jackson where I was, I would be fucking freaking out. Yeah, but
so guys, did you say the name?
Lakeview, yeah, I said it one time.
We're breaking down Lakeview Terrace this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it,
it's fucking wild.
It is fucking wild. And if you haven't seen it, it's available. If you have a premium subscription to Hulu or Sling TV, you can watch it there. It's also available, I don't know if it's on demand for TNT and TBS. It says free with cable online. So I imagine you can just watch it, like go on demand. Or maybe the TBS or TNT app, and you just enter your cable information. That makes sense, right, Brady?
Or if you want to pay $1 more, you can go to YouTube.
No, not if you want to pay $1 more.
Well, $1 more than like most other places, right?
Yeah, but
usually YouTube is like $1 more.
But it's free on those two that I just said.
Yeah, but like
you weren't listening to shit I said. You were just banking on this YouTube being more expensive.
Yeah,
thing, man.
I was
it's free with TBS or TNT. If you want to rent it for $2.99, go to Amazon Prime Video or go to Vudu.
Nice.
If you want to rent it for $3.99, go to Apple TV, Google Play, or YouTube. It's available all those places, guys. It's if you love just like uncomfortable, suspenseful, just petty nonsense, this is your movie.
Yeah.
This is your fucking movie. Go check it out.
Yeah. If you have any neighbors that you fucking don't like and you always wanted to see some crazy scenario play out with that, this is probably the movie for you.
It's for you. Brendan, you know Will Smith produced this?
Dude, I was actually just about to say that.
I rewowed that. I did a double take. I was like, really?
Yeah. And now I'm starting to think, where I was
what's going
thinking,
on in Will Smith's
life?
Yeah,
what's going on in Will Smith's life? And then I was looking at the trivia and on IMDb,
International Movie Database.
Yep. Good old IMDb. They actually said this plot is loosely based on real life events that happened in California involving an interracial couple and an African American police officer. So
makes this so much better.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That makes this just so much fucking better.
I would like to think that Samuel L. Jackson contacted this police officer in preparation for his role and like went over all of his backstory. Like I hope it's even more real than
yeah, I hope he did a ton of research and he was this cop in this movie.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping. But
want to talk reviews? No, talk money. We'll talk money first, right?
You want to talk money? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Let's talk money.
So once again, always surprised because, the movie didn't have that many different locations, and so like, if you had to guess, what would you guess the budget is after watching it?
$30 million.
It's a good guess. And I actually thought it was going to be a little bit more than this, but this is I would still say this is a respectable budget, even though I could see it being lower. But the big actors got to get paid well. It was a $20 million budget.
$20 million. There we
Yeah.
go. It's Samuel L. Jackson, Kerry Washington, and Daniel Wilson, I believe is his name. That guy's in a ton of he's in shit, but fuck him.
Patrick Wilson,
not
Yeah.
Daniel Wilson.
Yeah.
Patrick Wilson, but he's a whatever actor.
I thought he did great.
Yeah, he did fine in the movie. I'm referring to him as Kerry Washington's husband the whole episode here.
Noted.
Yeah. Kerry Washington, Django Unchained.
Oh, dude, she is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Scandal.
Yeah.
She's the main character there. She's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Django Unchained. Fun fact, Quentin Tarantino saw Samuel L. Jackson and Kerry Washington's chemistry in this, and was like, "Oh, I gotta get them both for Django."
Yeah?
No,
Oh.
I mean maybe. I doubt it.
Bro,
I
honestly,
didn't read that anywhere.
100%. I totally would assume that there's a connection between that. But ended up grossing world. No, you don't think so?
No. What's the net?
They ended up grossing
Gross, I guess.
$44 million.
44 mil.
Yeah, almost 45
Doubling their investment plus another $4 million.
on something that
Take it,
not a big risk. You know what I'm
take it.
saying? Yeah.
dude. If you invested $1 million of the $20 million, you're getting back $2.2 million.
It's a good investment.
Dude, that's
Off of would be what? Maybe 2 year? Maybe be a 2 year investment. I don't know. Like if that's that's. I don't know. I would assume that's probably how long it would take for them to get their money back off their investment. Maybe like 2 years, maybe longer, depending how long it took for them to produce and film the whole movie and everything. But yeah, so let's get into let's do awards really quick because
absolutely, because it's going to take the most time.
Yeah, we're really going to have to break down all these awards. So it had 0 award wins.
That's a shame.
It is a shame because they had 1 nomination, and they should have won because that nomination was for the BET Awards for Best Actor, Samuel L. Jackson, but he didn't win.
I mean, that's a fucking shame. I don't care what other movies came out in 2008.
Yep.
Samuel L. Jackson he deserved an Academy Award for this.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
Dude, honestly, I was just thinking, how well they did so many little things, for a movie like this, a lot of times I could see, the writing or certain things not playing out scene to scene as realistic or as well as it was. And for Samuel L. Jackson to be in almost every fucking scene of this movie, it's great. It just draws you in. He's a great actor, and you just you want more. You want more Samuel L. Jackson.
Dude, this was his Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
The fact that he didn't win an Oscar for this is beyond me.
I'm surprised they didn't have more nominations, honestly. 1 nomination.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I find that, yeah.
The score was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Where's the score awards?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The lighting was, I like the lighting at the end. The lighting was pretty good at the end, too.
Great lighting.
Yeah.
The lighting in the score, dude, they say...
Come on.
Yeah, the score lighting, dude. Dude.
What do you guys know about that score lighting? All right, so let's get into ratings. IMDb gave it... Well, fuck that, actually. Let me ask you, what do you give it, David?
We do theirs first, and then we... That's how we've always done it.
That's how we've always done it. I like to, switch it up sometimes, but it's okay. We'll keep it traditional. So we're going to do IMDb first. They gave it a 6.1 out of 10.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah? You think that's pretty low? I'm going to get even more pissed off. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 44%.
Fuck yourself.
And, fucking Voodoo. I don't know why Voodoo's here, but Voodoo gave it a 3.9 out of 5, which I guess is pretty good.
It's almost an 80%.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, fuck yourself.
Google users gave it 81%.
Damn right they did.
They're always in the 80s.
Right they did.
Can always trust in them fucking Google users. And then Metascore, I don't know what the fuck they're drinking, but they gave a 47.
Fuck yourself, Metacritic.
Yeah, it's pretty. Literally, they got negative here, -4 on another part of them rating. I don't even know what that means, but
fuck whoever that person is. Braden, what did you give it?
I watched it. I've seen this movie one time. So this is literally one bite. Everyone knows the rules. I give it a 6.8.
What are the rules? I don't know the rules. What are you talking about? One bite, everyone knows the rules? I've never heard that sentence before.
Really?
Yeah. What do you...
All right. Well, I'll have to brief you. If you guys watch Barstools, Dave Portnoy and stuff. The pizza.
Okay.
He taste tests the pizza.
The only video I've seen is when he doesn't eat the pizza.
Oh, you gotta watch.
The people just keep interrupting. It was hilarious.
No,
the
that
guy
video
asked
was
for the
great.
plastic machine. Like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So
But one bite, everyone knows the rules, and I give it a 6.8.
6.8.
I think it's a solid score. I think it was a good movie. I think they did really well with what the movie was. What the script was and everything. I think they did really well.
You're damn right they did. You want to know what I gave it?
Goddamn right.
9.9.
Is that two 9.9s back to back?
9.9, not back to back.
Oh, my bad. It was the one before.
Yeah,
okay.
9.9.
Wow.
Yeah, almost perfect.
Yeah.
There's only one movie that's getting a 10. Don't say it, because Braden, you know what it is. People, if you think you're close to me and you don't know what I'm giving the 10 to, you're not that close to me.
Mm-hmm. 9.9. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a nearly perfect movie.
This is like near dear to your heart.
This is just fantastic.
Does it help shape your life in some way?
Absolutely. I watch it every Tuesday.
Oh wow!
Every Tuesday is Terrace Tuesday for me.
Samuel Jackson,
Terrace
you hear
Tuesday
that?
in the Breen House. All right, we jumping into this?
Yeah. Let's get into this.
All right, it opens up with Samuel Jackson in bed,
per
usual.
Yeah.
He wakes up. You can hear the news. It's like a radio wakes him up. It's his alarm. It's the news radio. And it's talking about wildfires. They're out in California. And the picture of his wife is face down. And he, picks it back up. And then gets on his knees, start praying. Knocks on his kids' doors, wakes them up. Having family breakfast.
What did he say again? He said, he knocked on the door and he said, you got to shake a leg. He said something like that. You got to shake a leg or something. It was like a weird line. Thought I'd bring it up. My bad.
Yeah, I don't remember what he said.
Something weird.
I don't think it would have been that weird.
I didn't understand.
Shake a leg isn't that weird. Come on, shake a leg. Let's go.
I was hoping you were going to clarify for me because I watched it. I was like, what the fuck does he mean by
shake
that?
a leg. That's let's get going.
Okay.
Shake a leg. Get moving. Loosen it up. Get the blood flowing.
I was thinking maybe they got one bathroom and hurry up, shake the leg, get out of there.
Nah. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember it. But
be kind of
if
weird.
He said shake a leg, that's just that's a common let's go.
Okay.
Let's get going. Shake a leg. Get moving. So he wakes them up, and his son comes down wearing a number 24 Kobe Bryant jersey, and Samuel Jackson is not having it. He's like, what'd I tell you about that jersey? And the daughter's like, he don't like him. The daughter talks incorrectly the whole movie, and he corrects her every time, aggressively, and then the son starts doing it too.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think he's got control issues.
Yeah, but at some point, she's 15.
Yeah.
If that's been happening her whole life,
I'm surprised she's not freaking out more.
Well, also she gotta be fucking with him. I guess. I guess that wouldn't be that strange if she was fucking with him and doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
All right, it's not that crazy. But so this movie came out in late 2008.
Yeah.
So this was 5 years after the rape allegations.
Please elaborate.
You serious right now?
Maybe someone doesn't know about the rape.
I don't think you know about the rape. Do you not know that Kobe Bryant was accused of rape?
Oh, you're talking about Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Samuel Jackson.
No.
Bro, what?
He's telling his son take the Kobe jersey off because he doesn't like.
It's
after all the rape.
Okay.
It's 5 years after that, and he's like, we decided that we're a Shaq family now. And then later, his son comes out wearing a number 32 Shaquille O'Neal Miami Heat jersey. Also, fun fact, this movie came out almost a full year after the Heat traded Shaq to the Phoenix Suns. This movie's just all over the fucking place with their jerseys.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Wear a Shaq Suns jersey. How hard would that be?
Right?
Or a Shaq Lakers jersey.
Yeah.
But it's Shaq Heat when he's not on the Heat at the time.
And that falls on to Will Smith as being one of the head producers. So,
absolutely.
Will Smith.
Will Smith, where you at?
Step it up, man.
Where you at? I want Will Smith to comment under. And I want him to have an explanation for this. daughter, he's correcting her grammar. She's listening to music. He takes her iPod, and she's like, "You're just gonna be listening to this fucking music all day. I'm gonna take it from you." She's like, "Oh, whatever." Gave it to me. He's like, "I'll give it back to her." It's like, "You're not having it." So they're leaving. They're walking to school.
Yeah, and then you finally see these new neighbors pull into the neighborhood.
So it's Kerry Washington and an older black gentleman, which they're walking.
Do you want the name of the older?
No.
Okay.
No. almost never. I would way rather, unless I'm like, oh, it's someone really famous, give me the name. I would almost always rather just describe the person.
And it's going to be better for the viewers because they're probably not as likely to remember the names either. They're going to be able to be
say
like...
the name, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that was the guy you talked about. Yeah.
It's not, the older black gentleman isn't like Denzel Washington, guys, or Morgan Freeman. It's not like...
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
You're not... Don't picture that.
Yeah.
And they walk in, and Samuel L. Jackson, like the older black gentleman, and Kerry Washington, they go in the backyard. He's just watching them through the fence.
Yeah, creeping.
Yeah,
creeping hard. I was thinking, like, immediately, I was like, if I'm trying to give off the wrong impression as a neighbor and I got caught creeping, that would be it, you know? Like, yeah. Such a weird way to start the whole thing, you know?
This guy pulls up in his truck, and the guy's like, hey, Samuel L. Jackson. And he's like, hey, Johnny, how's it going, bud? And he goes up, talks to him. He's like, new neighbors, huh? You go talk to him? He's like, nah, I'm going to let him get settled in. He's like, what do you think they paid for? It's like, hell of a lot more than I did 20 years ago.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful neighborhood.
And
all the houses are like two-story houses.
Just setting the tone. Samuel Jackson's like, I've lived here 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Later on, Samuel Jackson's up in his window, and he's watching Kerry Washington, the older black gentleman, and Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson.
In the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the older black gentleman, like, gets up to make a phone call, and Patrick Wilson slides over, and him and Kerry Washington kiss. Patrick Wilson is white, Kerry Washington is black. Samuel L. Jackson is just dumbfounded. He's like, what? Oh, no. He's not happy with this. Then he realizes, like, oh, that's her dad.
It was like his heart was fucking broken.
Patrick Wilson is the husband. Yeah, he's like, oh, this is nice. Like, yeah, but then, like, he's like, oh, no. No. This is not good.
Yeah.
Later that night, interracial couple, Kerry Washington and her husband, they're sleeping in their bed. A huge light shines on in their window. And they're like, the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, it's our neighbor's light. It's crazy. It goes right in our window.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. Like, I would immediately go downstairs and probably, like, knock on the door and just be like, can you turn off your lights?
You don't do that first night.
No.
For first night, I mean,
well, let's put a little bit more context. These lights are super fucking bright and shining, like, directly on them, right on the face as they're trying to sleep.
Yeah, but so, like, night one, you don't go, middle of the night, too, you don't go over there.
Yeah, so did they clarify what time do those lights turn on? I'm trying to think, is it, like, super late, or do they just get into bed?
So they were already asleep and they came on.
Okay, true. Yeah.
Yes, they were sleeping, like, they woke them up. But, like, you know, night one, you don't go wake up your neighbor. And you're like, hey, your lights are shining in there.
You're right, David. I'm just...
So, like, the next day, you're like, hey, by the way, your lights are fucking shining in our bedroom window.
But... So then it's like next day, and they're kind of like establishing their relationship. And
next one, yeah, there's some witty banter back and forth. They're like,
they're happy because
he's dressed nice. He's going to his work.
They're new homeowners, and they're excited.
They keep being like, "It's our home. We're homeowners." He makes a couple corny jokes that I don't remember.
Yeah, and she said some flirty stuff too, and they're just establishing this nice, cute relationship. I'm like, oh, this is so sweet.
Yeah, they got a good thing, those two.
Yeah, they do.
They go outside. He's leaving. Kerry Washington follows him. He forgot a briefcase. And the moving truck was parked in the street, and there was a parking ticket on it, but it wasn't filled out. It just was written on it, and it said, welcome to Lakeview, neighbor. Please adhere to all parking codes, -AT. And that's so Samuel Jackson's name in the movie is Abel Turner.
So
I'm going to call him Samuel Jackson or Samuel.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll say Abel.
Yeah.
If I say Abel, just know I'm talking Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. So when he's like, is the truck, what was it, like barely over the line? This is the moving truck that they put the note on.
Yeah.
It's like barely over.
It was parked a little over the line. Like, yeah.
Dude, if I woke up the first day to that, I would already be like, oh my fuck. Like,
and then so Samuel L. Jackson, like, he gives a little beep beep, and then just a cute, like, little 2-finger wave to the couple, and they're like, he's a cop. That's fun. He's like,
fuck.
Maybe we'll go introduce ourselves tonight. Maybe he'll let us use our handcuffs. And Kerry Washington's like, ooh, I like that, baby, and then smacks him in the butt.
Yeah, and then Patrick Wilson was
Kerry Washington's husband.
Yeah, Kerry Washington's husband. Her father in the movie was leaving, and then Patrick Wilson, the husband.
That was earlier. I skipped over that.
Yeah, he was just like, "Do you want me to drive you to the airport?" And and they kind of established that the father is rich because Patrick Wilson is driving a fucking Prius, and the father does not want to be seen in the Prius. So
he has a personal driver there.
Yeah, and like a fucking nice car.
Yeah.
So it establishes this like weird relationship too. That like also Patrick Wilson, the
Kerry Washington's husband.
Kerry Washington's husband doesn't have that much money. And it's more like they're kind of setting up like the father's helping them financially with the home and stuff like that.
And so the father said, Patrick Wilson's like, you'd look good in a Prius. He's like, and I wouldn't mind taking you. And then the dad goes, and neither would he. And I'd rather be in that car. Yeah. Like just a fuck you. Like not even like subtle about it. Like a fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, man. I would feel so degraded if I was.
Yeah. I'd be like, all right.
All right. Well, at least I'm banging your daughter. Am I right?
So now we see Samuel L. Jackson on the job, and his partner is Chavo from Friday Night Lights, the movie. Chavo, the safety for the high school football team. That's great.
Yeah.
Go Chavo!
Woo!
They break up some loitering. And just like, guys, Samuel L. Jackson's character is the most over-the-top fucking ridiculous character ever.
I hope you have his line that he says to this fucking dude.
I got some of it. It's so they pull over, they break up some loitering, and like Samuel L. Jackson's like shouting out one of them by name. He's like, "No, walk away!" And the guy's like, "Fuck!" And he kicks something.
And he's like the one fucking white dude out of like this Latino gang.
Yeah, he's a big white dude too, like huge, like 300 pounds.
Yeah, but
huge dude.
And what's funny is it kind of gets addressed, but like they're in Latino gang clothing, and like he's predominantly white, and it's just funny how Samuel L. Jackson fucking talks to him.
He calls him over, and the guy's clearly an informant, and the guy's like, "Man, you're showing up at my work. It's disrespectful to a brother." And Samuel L. Jackson's like, "Brother?" He's like, "We're not fucking brothers, man. Like you think you're black, all this stuff, like just like talking shit to him." And the guy goes, "Man, I'm 1/7 Cherokee." And Samuel L. Jackson goes, "Yeah, and the other 93%'s Wigger." Just boom! Like I'm like, oh shit! Like he's gonna be crazy this whole movie.
Yeah.
The guy he snitches on someone. He's like, whoever the person who killed this person's this guy.
Yeah,
and they're like, what's an address? And he's like, I don't have an address. Go knock on some doors,
you.
officer.
Yeah.
And the guy like goes to walk away, and he goes, "Hey, no more little girls." To the guy, and the guy goes, and the guy says to Samuel Jackson, "Baby ain't too little." And Samuel Jackson goes, "Just because they don't scream when you use them doesn't mean they're not too little." So I don't know if he's fucking little girls. I don't know what's going on,
dude. And
they don't clarify it.
They don't clarify it, and immediately I'm like, well, dude, if that's what they mean, this makes a big contradiction to Samuel L. Jackson's character, because he's very like protective of certain laws, and it seems like his character is very protective of women in certain ways, to where I feel like this dude who might be raping fucking little girl, I feel like Samuel L. Jackson's character would want to do something about that.
I think in Samuel L. Jackson's world, though, like him saying that right there, that guy's done with little girls. Samuel L. Jackson said it.
True.
And that guy's going to obey it.
No, that's true.
Like that is Samuel L. Jackson. If he says something, he assumes it's just done.
That is true. That's also true. Yeah, that's part of his character, and that's 100% true. So that's probably where it went. He's probably like, I fucking said it. There's no way he's going to disobey me.
I told him.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. That bitch does everything I say. All right.
So later we're back in the neighborhood. Kerry Washington's husband, he parks down the street from the house. He's listening to, you can get with this, so you can get with that. You can get with this, so you can get with that.
Let me say really quick, too. He does not seem like he knows these songs at all. Like, you would think he would. No. be like into it a little bit. This man does not, he does not have any groove in his body to these songs at all. Nor does he like make it seem like he knows the words or anything. He's just like chilling.
He's just sitting there chilling. It's not really a chill to rap song. If you play,
at all.
you can
It's
get
like,
with this, so you can get with that. Like you're singing it, you're getting into it.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there, he's smoking a cigarette,
Acting like
just
he's like relaxing.
This is unwind music. Like it's how he unwinds. It's wild.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. And then Samuel L. Jackson comes up and fucking knocks
bangs on the window and he's like, roll down.
And he doesn't look at him.
Yeah, he just rolls it down.
Just rolls it down.
Doesn't look. He's like, hey, can I help you? He just rolls it down.
Samuel L. Jackson puts
No, that's what I mean. He's just like, yep, okay.
Yeah. Rolls it down, and then Samuel L. Jackson like puts his phone or something like in his hand, flashlight to his head, and is like, "Give me your fucking wallet" or something, and he just hands it over. He's like freaking out now, and then Samuel L. Jackson is just like, "Oh no, I'm just teaching you a lesson. Don't worry, it's just me, me, your neighbor.
Yeah.
We're meeting for the first time. It's all good."
Crazy.
I'm just preparing you for the future in this nice upper class neighborhood.
But he says like that hill over there, a lot of bad people hanging out down on that hill. I was like, well, it's crazy.
Wait, hold on. So, and there's some shots that show behind the house in ways.
Doesn't look like anyone's hanging out there
at all. Dude, this is okay. I hike in Cal. I used to, bro. This is like a 500-foot descent from their house. Like to come up that hill, bro. You are trekking, and it's on such a slope. And it's like such loose dirt. It looks like there's no way you're hiking up. There's no way that anyone's getting up in the backyard, which I'll get back to that again because Samuel L. Jackson goes to it like a million times.
It's not like tons of people back there, like little kids. There's like teenagers hanging out back there and coming around and fucking with people. Like I don't think that was happening.
Yeah, unless they're rolling down the hill for fun. I don't see it happening.
Yeah. This whole conversation, Samuel L. Jackson's like weirdly confrontational. And he's like, man, you listen to that music, huh? He's like, yeah. He's like, is that how you and your girl met? He's like, just shit like that. He's like, oh, you went to Berkeley. He's like, where's your girlfriend from? He's like, Oakland. He's like, Oaktown, huh? Man. He's like, oh, man, that music. And the white guy's like, oh, yeah, I like it. She doesn't. He's like, imagine that. Just fucking weird, uncomfortable racist.
Yeah, he was like, what do you guys have in common?
Yeah, what do you guys have in common other than the rap music?
Yeah.
Like, just shit like that, just weird, uncomfortable. You're like, fuck, man.
Oh, and he goes at the end. Oh, you're gonna get to it. I know. Okay,
do you want to take it?
No, you take it.
I take all the good lines. If you want to take this one, I'd be happy to give it to you.
Okay.
Take it.
So Samuel L. Jackson is like talking to him, and then at the very end, he's walking away, and as he's walking away, he shines the flashlight on Patrick Wilson and goes, "You can listen to all that noise all night long, but when you wake up in the morning, you'll still be white." And like flickers the fucking flashlight on him to like emphasize his whiteness or something. It's like a fucking bright white flashlight too.
What the fuck do you say to that if you're Kerry Washington's husband? You're just like, all right. Like,
I'd be like, Eminem is the best rapper alive. Mic drop. But it's
I don't think you say that to him. I think you're just like, have a good night, man.
Yeah, no, I would totally be like,
that's such a crazy thing to say to your new neighbor.
Like, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're in a Prius. You feel like such a pussy, too, you know?
Yeah. So he
literally just got scared for his life by his fucking new neighbor sitting in his Prius listening to black music as he is white as shit.
Listening to rap music.
No, I know. I didn't mean it like that.
Black
but it's just
music.
But that's like the way Samuel L. Jackson is. Like,
I get what you were saying. I get what you were saying. You're good.
Oh, man. That would be fucked.
So now he's pulling up home.
And I remember this, too. This is like the best awkward fucking part right after this, too, is he pulls into his driveway with his Prius, and it's like the Prius is too low to the ground compared to the driveway, so it's like scraping. It's like this super awkward.
Every time he goes in or leaves, he's hitting the ground, like it every time. It's great.
You just feel bad for this man, you know?
So he gets out. He like sprays himself with some cologne, eats some mints. Because, he said when he was in the car, Samuel L. Jackson was like, you're smoking your blunt there. And he goes, it's just a cigarette. It's organic.
Yeah, he said it's organic.
Samuel Jackson says, it's not illegal yet. And Kerry Washington's husband says, it is in my house. So like Kerry Washington doesn't want him smoking.
Yeah. It's funny because he's trying to relate. Or, trying to...
He's trying to, like, kind of have some
Samuel
banner.
Jackson just throws it right back in his face.
Isn't having it. Gets out of the car. He like pops some mint, sprays some cologne, and then flicks the bud in Samuel L. Jackson's fucking yard.
Yeah,
Which, like, for all the nonsense that you're going to hear about Samuel L. Jackson doing in this movie, like, I'd be like, hey, what the fuck, too?
No, yeah.
I'd be like, I saw you smoking the cigarette. I know this is your cigarette. Don't flick your shit in my yard.
Yeah. You know, like...
I'd be like, it's fucking crazy, dude.
That's what a normal person, David, would do. But what does Samuel L. Jackson do?
So we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. It comes up. So he walks in the backyard. Kerry Washington's in the pool. He makes another bad joke. Honey, I'm home. Boners. And she doesn't laugh. So I'm still going to kiss you, though. And then he, like, starts taking off his clothes. He's like, we're going to christen in the pool. And she's like, well, I don't think we can do that. He's like, oh, we're homeowners. We can do whatever the fuck we want. And he gets in, and they start banging in the pool. Samuel L. Jackson's kids are watching. And
peeking through the blinds.
They're peeking through the blinds.
They're
in
in the
house
second
watching
floor.
them. Yeah. In
so
their
they
house
can,
next
see
door.
from,
Like, they're watching
upstairs. Which you would think that, you know, can our neighbors see us, you know, in the pool? Like, I get it. Like, you're a homeowner, but, like...
Can our neighbors see us? Do our neighbors have fucking kids? Like, like...
I would...
This isn't good what they're doing.
No, yeah, 100%. Like, I'm surprised they did not think this through. But, yeah, so the kids are noticing, and then Samuel L. Jackson gets home, and the kids... For some reason, they started fighting.
They're fighting because the older sister was picking on the boy. She's like, you got a fucking boner. Dad's going to beat you when he gets home and sees your chub. And he's like, you told me to come look. She's like, yeah, you're dumb enough to come look.
Yeah, it was a little weird. But so they started fighting. Samuel L. Jackson he's protective as shit, just really strict as shit, and just runs upstairs and separates the two. And then I love it because he hears him. It's like
he's supposed to be like, what the fuck are you fighting about? Like, he starts to be like that, and then he hears it. Yeah,
he hears them having sex in the back of their yard, which is like, damn, they must be fucking loud. Which, once again, if you're, being that loud, you would think too, like, I'm that close to my neighbors. What time is it? All these things. I mean, I would try to be a little bit more respectful. Now I'm like sympathizing with Samuel L. Jackson. Now that I go over this, I'm like,
you're like, man, they were shit neighbors.
Yeah,
right off the bat, they were just assholes.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, I feel for Samuel L. Jackson now. So, so Samuel L. Jackson sees it.
He's not happy.
Oh, he's got such a great look. He gave the eye. You know the eye I'm talking about.
I know the eye.
Yeah, you know the eye.
So later, Kerry Washington and her husband are laying in bed. And she just keeps hinting at wanting kids. She's like, so we got 3 bedrooms, and it's just us 2. Like maybe one of them could be a nursery and stuff like that. And just the husband's just not having it. You could tell he's not interested in having kids. He's like, yeah, someday we will. Not now.
Yeah,
not now. And then he's like, are you hot? And she's like, what? And he's like, I don't think the AC's working. And he like checks the vent. He's like, yeah, it's not blowing out. They go outside, fucking with the AC, and they find out the line's cut. Like the line got cut, and they look next to the AC unit, and there's a cigarette with a screw through it.
Which I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good job screwing a nail through that. You'd think the cigarette would rip in half or something.
Got the filter.
Oh, it was through the filter. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you smoke it down, and then he just does it through the filter.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay.
I put screws through so many cigarettes.
Yeah, my bad. I've never put a screw.
Almost every day, I'm just screwing cigarettes.
Yeah,
almost every day.
All right.
And they notice that, and then Samuel L. Jackson's security lights come on.
Yeah, perfect timing too, like right on the face. Now I'm starting to think too, like, is he just flicking the fucking switch, or is he just putting it on these random times? Because like obviously that's a different time of the day than it was the other night.
I think he's flicking it when he wants to.
Yeah,
for sure.
Hold on, but I'm going to bring this back up again at some point. So,
I don't remind you oftentimes when you tell me to do this, so you need to remember.
I'm going to try.
I'm not going to remember.
I'm going to try.
All right? You've told me a few times to remind you later, and I realized I just didn't do it.
No, yeah, it's hard. I feel you. So so they
So it's next morning.
Mm-hmm.
Kerry Washington's husband's running. Braden.
Huh?
Kerry Washington's husband is running.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks great.
How's the form? Yeah.
Oh, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, good.
I was thinking, like, you know what? Good. This is what I want to see. Some, like, testosterone, some man doing some manly shit. Because now I'm going to think he's going to be able to protect himself. He's going to be able to put up a fight. He's going to be able to do things that I want to see him do as a character. Good. That's what I want to see.
He's active. He's athletic.
Yeah.
He said earlier he went to Berkeley on a lacrosse scholarship.
Yeah, so he was a fucking D1 athlete.
Yeah. And he runs back and sees Samuel L. Jackson
working on the car,
and kind of like has some banner. He's like, yeah, no, Samuel L. Jackson's like, getting your miles in. He's like, yeah, I got to do it before I talk myself out of it. Trying to be like just a cute, friendly neighbor.
Yeah, and he told his wife the night before that he was going to talk to him, right?
Yeah, he said he was going to talk to him about the lights. So that's how he's kind of broaching the conversation. Just
Yeah.
like trying to build some kind of rapport with this guy before I'm like, hey, by the way, your lights.
Yeah.
He goes over.
But he asks, like, you
He's
need
like, you
help,
need a hand,
right?
He's like, you need a hand with the car? And he's like, actually, yeah, come here. Like, will you hold that screw right there? Hold it.
Oh, totally set him up.
Like, for sure, intentionally. And, like, he has, like, a socket wrench.
Yeah.
And, like, intentionally just hits him on the hand. He's like, oh! Like,
yeah, he knew once when it was going to, like, pull, like, whatever they were screwing in. Once
hold that screw, and then he just fucking hits him with the wrench.
Yeah, opens up his finger.
And he's like, let me look. Oh, you're not bleeding that much.
He's like, nah. And then Patrick Wilson is like...
Who?
Patrick Wilson?
I don't... What character is he in this movie?
He's that husband of...
Just say it.
I'm kidding, bro. It's Kerry Washington's husband. So, yeah, Kerry Washington's husband, Patrick Wilson.
Nope. He's just Kerry Washington's husband.
Okay, that dude. He's like, no, yeah, it's not that bad. And Samuel L. Jackson's like, oh, tough guy. Yeah, he must be pretty tough, huh?
No. He says, you must have some Irish in you.
Oh,
and he laughs and goes, yeah, I do. And then Samuel L. Jackson goes, black Irish, probably. Just fucking throwing little jabs at him every chance he gets. It's so like... This is day 2 of living at this fucking house next to this guy.
I would immediately say,
every conversation,
what do you mean by that?
Every conversation,
yeah,
he's fucked with him about being an interracial couple.
Yeah,
it's
every
crazy.
comment. Yeah.
And then they're talking about like, he's like, you gotta get an alarm system. Something like he's talking about how dangerous it is out back, and he's like, "You got an alarm system?"
Yeah.
Yes, because he asked about the AC. He's like, "Did you see anyone over there?" He's like, "Oh no, you got an alarm system?" He's like,
he said, "I heard someone creeping on the side of your house or something like that," didn't he? I think he said that he heard. Oh no, that was later. That was later.
Yeah. This is just. He's like, "Hey, our AC line was cut. Did you see anyone over there?" He's like, "No, you got an alarm system?" He's like, "Yeah, it's kind of
wanky or something."
Wanky, and then Samuel Jackson goes, "You should get that fixed. You got a woman that you want to protect." And just, like, stares him down. And then he's like, yeah.
So, about those lights.
You got these lights. They're shining right in our bedroom. Is there something you can do about it? It's like, I could see how that could be a problem. Let me see what I can do. But, like, I'm sure you don't want it shining on your pool deck, do you? And then just stares on him. And so, like, it's not said, but it's understood. He's like, oh, shit. Like, he saw us fucking last night.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Exactly. So yeah, he says like another comment going towards that too before, right?
I don't know.
So
that's what I remembered.
Yeah. Yeah, and then how's that conversation end? He's
like, I'll get around to the lights if I can. Like he kind of like non-committal, but he's like, let me.
And then he just kind of like walks off awkwardly.
Let me
right?
look into the lights, and Kerry Washington's husband walks.
Is this when he says though too like I keep the lights on because kids come through the backyard?
Yeah,
or something like that.
He's like, I can't shut them all down. It's a whole. They're on a timer. They're on a thing. It'll take me a minute. He's like, I got to get out the owner's manual and shit. It'll take me a minute.
Yeah.
But let me look into it for you. He's kind of like, I don't know, it's a pain in the ass. I don't want to do it, but let me see.
Yeah.
So later on, Samuel Jackson's kids are playing soccer in the backyard, and they kick the ball into Kerry Washington's pool. And Kerry Washington's like, well, come over and get it.
She's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, she comes over, and she's talking to the kids. And she's like, so, like, you guys are welcome to use the pool whenever your parents are cool with it. And they're like, parent, our mom's dead. Our dad's an asshole. Like the daughter kind of talks shit about the dad, talks about how strict he is for a minute. Then Kerry Washington says, "Hey, this Friday, we're having a housewarming party. I'd love it if you two and your dad could come." Like invites him over. Like let your dad know. Would love to have you guys over.
Yeah, super sweet. You would think now too. Like maybe Samuel L. Jackson's just like, maybe I'll cut him a break. Maybe I'll cut him some slack. Be a little nice.
Yeah, you would think. But no.
So
that night, the husband comes home and he's blasting Public Enemy. I'll shut him down, shut him down, shut him down, shut him down. Like this isn't like, and he's just like chilling, smoking his cigarette. Like this isn't chilling rap music. Like this is like he should be pumped, like fucking getting into it.
Yeah,
like no one's just chilling listening to Public Enemy.
And like
that's like I'm working out and I want to play some Public Enemy.
Exactly. And you're getting done with work and you're in a Prius and you're like, you know, I don't know. You would just
shut
think
him
like,
down, shut him down, shut him down.
I feel like Will Smith fucking threw that in there. No, we need that.
It would have been great if it was just Will Smith every time. Like that was
just every Will Smith song.
Getting jiggy
Welcome
with it.
to Miami.
Like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Great.
He's like,
awesome. He's like, think of all the money we're going to save on music.
Yeah.
He's like, it's my music.
Yeah, I'll get free promotion.
Yeah.
Win-win.
So he goes inside. Kerry Washington
And like,
asks
what
him
do the
about,
people really want to hear? Obviously,
Will
Smith.
Smith. Obviously.
Yeah, so we're...
Kerry Washington asks about the lights, and he goes, the lights are back on. He goes over and talks to him. And before she leaves, she's like, hey, but before he leaves to go talk to him, she's like, hey, don't be all, like, you know, because he's a brother. Don't be
like,
all, you know.
He's your brother?
Yeah, he's like, he's your brother. Like, he plays it off. But she's like, hey, like, don't treat him differently because he's black. I think, like, don't, like, cut him too much slack is what it felt like. Like, don't be like, I don't know if it's my place to do this.
Thinking...
There's no way. Nothing about this. I see your eyes and I see what you're about to say. Nothing about this character made it seem like he was going to be like, listen, boy, you're going to fix those lights. Like, nothing about him made it seem like that's where she was worried he was going to go.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that she was worried that her husband was going to be too demanding or too strong.
I think it's too, like, yo, we're cool. Like that. Like, what's up? What's up, bro?
I was thinking, like, she was like, he ain't going to take no shit. So if you like demand it too hard, so I'm like, he ain't going to fucking take it. He's going to tell you straight the fuck up.
I really don't think that's it. I think it's like, don't try to be cool with him and be like,
Will Smith can comment.
Yo, what's up, homie? Yeah, Will Smith, jump in the comments. Let us know what you were going for here.
Yeah, let us know.
But he goes over there, knocks on the door, and Samuel L. Jackson's just like, oh yeah, I didn't get around to it.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of thing. It's
He's
set
like,
up with like the alarm system and the other lights. Like it's gonna take a full day kind of thing to like fucking. I'm like, dude, just turn your light to the left a little bit. You fucking.
Yeah, but he's like, yeah, you know, like, I'm just not gonna, you know, whatever. He's like, you want a beer? And he's like, no, I'm good. He's like, yeah, I had a hell of a day, you know. He's like, yeah, I hear that. Like, then that's what's kind of like. He's like, yeah, I hear that, cuz. And like,
yeah,
like I wouldn't have been shocked if he like reached out to fist bump him. He's like, yeah, what's up?
You're saying trying to fit in rather than...
I think that's what she was worried about. Like, don't try to be, like, cool and shit. Like, just be the neighbor and be like, hey, this is really a pain in the ass. Like,
I thought she meant, like, don't think you're, like, you know...
No, so, like...
like, you could be more, like, demanding or something like that, because he ain't gonna take it.
No. So Samuel Jackson's not fixing the lights, but he's like, hey, I'm going on my neighborhood patrol. Come walk with me. I'll show you the neighborhood. He's like, that guy beats on his wife. And, you know, you think someone shouldn't be with someone, but, you know, it's their relationship. You can't say that to them. And then there's just an awkward pause. You're like, oh, Samuel Jackson doesn't think they should be together.
He's like going through this very nice neighborhood and basically talking shit about the majority of his neighbors and, like, somehow knows all the little things about their lives. If, you know, like, it might not even be anything that drastic, but... I just felt like he was, like, shitting on all the neighbors.
Yeah, and then, so, like, Kerry Washington's husband's kind of like, hey, like, what, come on. Like, why are you being weird? You're being, like, uncomfortable with this whole race thing. And Samuel Jackson goes, no, I'm the LAPD. I work with all kinds, but that's where I work. This is where I live. She's like, holy shit, this is crazy. He's like, he's like, look, Abel, we're here, and we plan on being here for years. He's like, raising a family, huh? He's like, yeah, I got kids of my own, and we didn't appreciate that whole pool routine you did last night.
Yeah, he called it, what do they call
synchronized
it? Synchronized swimming, yeah.
Like, just fucking... he said, maybe there's places where that's okay, and maybe you should live there. Like, just fucking... This is second time seeing this guy.
Yeah. And
it's just... No problem just being like, maybe you should move.
Yeah.
I don't want you here.
And then fucking just walks off and, like, leaves him at the edge of the neighborhood to, like, walk back alone.
And then so he goes home, and he's like, I don't know, I think he has a problem with us being an interracial couple. To Kerry Washington. And she's like, what, did he come out and say that? He's like, not in so many words. He does a poor job of explaining.
Yeah, that's what I felt, too.
Because, like, not in so many words, but... there is no doubt in my mind that he has a problem with them being an interracial
and if you went
couple.
through that experience, you're going to be able to quote enough things for like your wife to be like, oh, no, yeah, he's batshit fucking crazy. Fuck that dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if that's my wife better be like, you know what? Fuck that. That's how he talked to you? I'm going to go beat his fucking ass myself. But Kerry Washington was about it, but she just didn't know because
he didn't,
Patrick Wilson,
her husband, didn't relay the message.
Didn't. Nope.
And during all this, Samuel Jackson's watching Kerry Washington through.
Yeah, and apparently this neighborhood is fucking silent because he can hear shit through fucking multiple walls.
Yeah, silent up in the hills. I get it. No one has curtains, though, which is just baffling.
Yeah.
Get some fucking curtains.
Well, I guess they just moved in, but still, like,
get
some fucking curtains.
Right away, you were like, oh, man, his light is just flashing in our window.
You get a curtain the
curtains,
next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. We're at the housewarming party. Samuel Jackson shows up, and attention wasn't drawn to this. I rewound it and paused it to see what his housewarming gift was. Because it wasn't wrapped. There was just a bow on it.
It's a book, right?
It's a book on Black history.
Yep.
Which is just like... just so great.
Basically saying, like, you're uneducated. You don't realize what you're doing by being with this white guy. Is like, I feel like what he was trying to...
Yeah, like, here you go. Read up on it.
Yeah, because apparently you're misinformed or something.
Right after that, one of Kerry Washington's husbands comes out of the bathroom, or one of Kerry Washington's husband friend. He comes out of the bathroom and says,
Such a ridiculous line.
"It's fucking. This is the craziest movie." He's like, "Hey, man, congrats on like getting that hot black chick, man. Like, you won the lottery. Like, I want to date a black chick so bad, but I'm working my way up and doing the whole Pacific Rim thing first, if you know what I mean."
I didn't know what he meant.
Dude, there is nobody in my life. So, like, first of all, those aren't, like, my mind doesn't go that way, but there's nobody in my life that I would feel comfortable saying that to. Like, doing the whole Pacific Rim. And then you see him, he's there with a Asian chick.
Yeah.
I assume, like, Japanese or... You know, some kind.
Is that what he meant? Like, I gotta go through other.
He's like, I gotta work my way up to black, is what he's saying. Like, it's fucking unnecessary. Added nothing to the movie that this guy's just out of his mind. This guy's not done either. They're all sitting out back. They're talking about, they're bringing up how hot it is and all the fires and.
Well, really quick, Kerry Washington's wife was just like, all right.
Kerry Washington's husband. He said, good luck with that.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's like, good luck with that.
Yeah, just try to, like, underplay, like, Jesus, fuck, why is it? And I'm like, is that his friend? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he here?
Yeah, it's fucking absurd.
Makes no sense.
And then they're talking out back, and global warming starts to get brought up, and the same guy does a really bad... It turns out, so, like, Samuel Jackson brings attention to it later. It's a George W. Bush impression. I did not know that at the time he said it. I had no idea what he was going for with the accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I had no idea, and then later Samuel Jackson calls him W. I was like, he's from Georgia? Okay. But talking about, they're all fucking liberal, all the friends are. And,
yeah, you know,
even this guy, apparently.
Cali.
But, and they're talking about global warming, and all of a sudden, guy does a George Bush. He's like, we don't have all the facts. We don't want to jump to conclusion. And Samuel Jackson agrees with him. He goes, that's right. We don't want to jump to conclusions. Like, it's snowing in the South Pole. And the guy goes, yeah, and it's hot in Africa. And, like, guys, that's a fine statement to say.
Bro, that is not outlandish. The way
everyone looks at him like, what are you doing saying Africa to the black guy? You can't say Africa to black. Like, guys, it's so fucking unnecessarily racist.
Yeah.
This movie, like, things that aren't racist, they make it racist by the way they react to it.
Yeah.
It's just so,
like, I was thinking, like,
bananas. And guys, by the way,
isn't it super hot in Africa?
By the way, guys, we are 30 minutes into this movie. This movie's almost 2 hours long. We're 30 minutes into it.
There's so many fucking
and it's
racial
just
undertones
so much
and comments.
nonsense.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Kerry Washington's husband jumps in. He's like, well, there is a lot of evidence piling up. And Samuel Jackson's not okay with that. He's like, oh, you learned that at fucking Berkeley? He's like, just immediately, like, just fucking like, oh, you're done. He's like, don't you work at, like, a grocery store or something?
Yeah. And then he said,
so fucking nuts.
He said something like, yeah, we have a very high what's it? We have a very high clean record or something, like energy record or something.
No, he says like a morally something.
Yeah.
Place. He's like, I don't even want to know what that is. He's like, I'm just worried about these cigarettes you keep flicking in my yard so your wife doesn't see them. This is in front of Kerry Washington.
In front of everyone.
In front of everyone,
yeah.
but in front of Kerry, like,
Yeah,
that's such a crazy, like, you don't say anything to him beforehand. You wait until you're all sitting down together to bring it up. Like, it's fucking so petty.
And, like, I was thinking, like, would I say something right there, or would I do what he ended up doing, which so basically Samuel L. Jackson, what does the dude say? Because Samuel L. Jackson.
So the guys ask him what he does for a living. Like, they're like, people are just trying, like, hey, let's see if we can diffuse this
Exactly,
at all.
yeah. Try to change the subject.
And
But the Asian girl, she said.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're not there
okay,
yet. Yeah, we're not there yet. So, like, and he says where he patrols, and condescendingly, there's a black guy in the mix.
Yeah.
One of Kerry Washington's friends is a black guy. And
Could be the husbands.
yes, it could be. Sure.
You never know.
I mean, he's probably friends with Kerry Washington, too.
Could be.
If you're married, like, you might be friends with the same people.
True.
Braden. So, the black guy's like, where do you patrol? And the guy, Samuel Jackson says whatever neighborhood. Doesn't sound like a good area. Whatever he says. And the guy's like, oh. And Samuel Jackson's like, you ever been there? He's like, I don't think so, but I've heard about it. He's like, why don't you come on down? We'll be happy to have you. Or no, come on down. We'll show you sometimes. And then the Pacific Rim girl,
Yeah.
she says, show you how to be an asshole under her breath. And, like, you would think, like, in normal stuff, like, that might just slide. Samuel Jackson immediately goes, what's that? You got something to say? And then stands up.
Yeah. Immediately stands up, starts
Stands
walking over to her.
And the dude goes, he's like, just sometimes police are aggressive in the way
Oh, aggressive?
they talk to you. He goes, uh-huh. He's like, and he looks at her. He's like, when you're getting mugged outside your nice condo and W here is too tired to protect you, maybe we'll send the nice cops over to give you a hand.
Yeah. Which, like, they have a point to a degree. It's funny because it's just both sides. It's like they're right and they're wrong.
But Samuel Jackson's so over the top with this nonsense.
Oh, for sure.
And then he's like, all right, well, I'm going to get going. He's like, Kerry Washington, whatever her name is in the movie, and the husband. He's like, thanks for having me. This was, it's been enlightening. And then looks at everyone and goes, don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
And then he starts walking out. The husband follows him out. He apologized for flicking the cigs in his yard. And then he's like, but hey, like, what, saying it in front of my wife? Like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
And like Samuel Jackson just kind of aggressive back at him. He's like, dude, like, what's your problem? Like, can't we all just get along? He's like, oh, you're doing the Rodney King thing to me, huh? Can't we all just get along? And, like, he's just going on and on. He's like,
he said, like, you keep making all these, comments about me and her in a relationship. Like, do we have, do we have a problem, basically?
problem. He's like, you're doing all these loosely veiled threats. He's like, I kind of, like, I just need you to stop doing this.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson goes, or what?
And there's, like, a pause,
stares at him.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
He's like, I need to ask you to leave, Abel. And he's like, maybe you're the one with the problem.
Yeah.
He says Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson's like, oh, fuck you.
And there was some line about, like, I don't know, something about, like, either not leaving or, I don't know, something about making his life worse. And then the light flicks on.
Light flicks on right there.
The light flicks on right on their faces. And then I thought, what time is it? What time does these lights flick on? It's like a different time every night or something.
So later on, Kerry Washington and her husband, they're sleeping. They got fans. They haven't fixed the AC yet. There's these big fans in their bedroom.
God, that must suck.
And the car alarm starts going off. They run down to the garage. The side doors open, and they realize the tires were slashed. Husband grabs a lacrosse stick. He's in his underwear. It's just silly.
And just, bro.
Grabs a lacrosse stick and, like, sprints out in the yard. He's like, I can see him. And, like, he's, like, cutting around and, like, going in different directions.
He's literally, like, running the outline of his backyard near bushes and shit. Like, like, what is he going to do if he finds someone with the lacrosse stick?
Yeah. Like,
and the way he was holding it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to hit him with the actual stick part. I'm going to hit him with, like, the fucking net.
It's like I'm playing lacrosse is the way he was holding it. Yeah.
Yeah. Ridiculous. But then they get a flashlight and they just, like, look over and it's just Samuel L. Jackson sitting on the fucking second floor porch.
He's on his
just
balcony
staring, just looking at him.
They're like, hey, did you you see anything? He goes, nope. I only see you.
Yeah.
So they're cops. They obviously call the police. The police are there. They're talking to him. And
Samuel L. Jackson's having a fucking ball with his friends.
he's laughing over on the side with his cop buddies.
Sitting on the fucking cop car.
This one cop's like, we're not going to do anything about this. Like, what do you...
There's nothing we can
like,
do.
what do you... Like, come on. Like, what do you,
Yeah.
what's going to happen? Your tires got slashed. Fix your fucking door. Like, that's crazy. And he goes, you guys are lucky. You got a cop living next door to you.
And they were already... You can already tell that, Kerry Washington and husband was already thinking, like, that could be them. That could be...
Kerry Washington is... She's like, oh, it's Samuel L. Jackson that did this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She's for
They're,
sure.
they're-
like-
yeah, they're both basically for sure. And it's just funny when the cop says that because you could totally see it on their faces that they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, we're in this predicament now. If we call the cops, they're not even going to fucking believe us.
Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
The cop living next door. He's looking out for us.
This fucking cop could fucking blow up my house. And be like, well, this can't be the cop,
So next thing, Samuel L. Jackson walks over. He's out in the street, picks up a cigarette butt, looks at it, and then just shakes his head, walks inside.
And it's like, all right, I kind of get it, Stop flicking the fucking cigarette butts over there. Maybe you won't have these problems.
Yeah. Like, fucking just,
Throw it away.
yeah, throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Kerry Washington knows
maybe
he smokes
litterers
now.
need to learn.
It's their comeuppance.
Yeah.
They had it coming.
Yeah.
So next day, I'm assuming, they're out to lunch with Kerry Washington's dad, and he goes, do you have any proof? And the husband just kind of explains, like, everything that's been going on with Samuel L. Jackson. And then the dad just looks at his daughter and says, honey, do you have any proof? And she's like, well, he just explained it to you, Dad.
Yeah. He literally just told you all of everything that we have and all the proof.
And the dad's just kind of like, it's your word against theirs, and he has the color card. And then there's a pause, and he goes, and that color is blue.
Police officer, yeah.
But, like, just because color card, they want you to think because he's black. Like, no, that color is blue. And he tells his daughter, he's like, this was your starter house. You started. Sell it. Sure, you'll take a loss. But sell it and let us help you like we wanted to. And he's just looking at his Kerry Washington this whole time. Then the husband chimes in. He goes, hey, would you mind including me in this conversation? Like, you're talking about the house that my wife and I bought and all this stuff. Like, so, like, that didn't help them with that house. It was Carrie and her husband bought that house, and that's kind of he's like I don't want help from your dad. He's like I want this to be us. We're adults. I want us doing it. Good on him.
Yeah.
He's like, think I can be included in this conversation? He's like, all right, you want to be in this conversation? Do you intend to have kids with my daughter? Because if so, how are you going to protect them? And the husband's just like annoyed, and he's like, I'm going to get a gun. I'm going to get a big arsenal of guns. That's how I'm going to protect him. And then, like a bitch, he gets up and leaves the table.
Yeah.
Stanter, if you're going to say a weird comment like that, you don't know how to protect him. You're just like, I'm going to get guns. Like, you're not. You're not going to get fucking guns. Like,
Well, I think the father just meant, like, how are you going to protect him financially? Is the way I felt about
just
it.
in general, how are you going to protect him? So, your neighbor just went in and slashed your tires, and you guys came to me, and you're like, can we sue him? He's like, yeah, be a man. How are you going to fucking protect my family?
True. Yeah.
That's what it... And he's like, I'm going to get a gun. All right? Yeah, I'll get guns. Is that what you want? I'm leaving. This is bullshit. Like, just be a fucking man. Don't leave the table after that.
No, I feel that.
So they're back home. Kerry Washington's husband starts getting real petty here, and I'm all for it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's installing lights on the side of their house and pointing them into Samuel L. Jackson's window. And Kerry Washington's kind of like, hey, you sure you want to do this? He's like, oh, I'm positive I want to do this. And she's like, all right. And then we see the lights are shining in Samuel L. Jackson's window. He can't sleep with him, and then he smiles about it.
Yeah,
he's
basically saying, game fucking on.
Yeah, he's like, all right.
All right.
That's what's up.
My life just got a little bit more interesting. And then, what is he with, like, it was next day, and Samuel L. Jackson's with his partner?
Who's his partner?
Oh, man. I forget his name. Oh, man.
Don't look it up. It's Chavo from Friday Night Lights.
Ah, Chavo. Yeah. Fuck.
You were going to look up the actor's name. You were going to say Jay Garcia or Jay Gonzalez, whatever his name. That would mean nothing.
Ah, okay, my bad.
He's Chavo from Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, Chavo.
You either know it or you don't.
He's with Chavo.
He's with Chavo. And Chavo's like, oh, how'd you... He's like asking him, he's like, my wife wants to move to a nicer area. And Samuel L. Jackson starts telling him, like, it's like a nice conversation. He's like, I grew up in South Central, and, like, for my wife, I busted my ass, and You know, I was working doubles. I was taking security shifts. I was doing everything I could to make money. So before we started having a family, we can move to a nicer area. Which when he says shit like this, I'm like, yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Like this is like, yeah, he busted his ass. He's like, I'm gonna start a family. I don't want to live in the bad part of town that I grew up in.
Good guy turned bad.
Yeah, like I want to work my ass off, make some money so I can give my kids a better life than I have. Like I admire that.
Yeah, it's like
awesome.
It's like Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's awesome. How's it like Darth Vader?
You know, because like Anakin.
Like being the
good.
Jedi isn't good. He's like, you want to come over?
Bad.
Yeah, okay, all right. And he's like, this is better. Come on over here.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, Luke. Come on. It is so much better over here.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm fucking blowing up planets and shit, dude.
Bro, I got the Death Star.
Dude, it's crazy. Get over here.
Ever seen the Force?
Nuts. I'm strangling people without touching them.
Bro, 30 feet away. That dude's hitting the ceiling.
Yeah. Come on, get over here, man. This could be you.
You see what you're missing out on?
And his partner's like, yeah, that's why I'm taking the exam. And Samuel L. Jackson's like, what exam? He's like, detective's exam. You know, get off the streets, have a little bit more money. You know, I don't want to be doing this when I'm. And like he stops. He's like, he was gonna say an age that probably is what Samuel L. Jackson
Yeah.
is. And he's like, you know, I just don't like I don't love working on the streets like you do, man.
And that probably
Samuel Jackson isn't happy about.
Oh, you
this
could tell
at all.
that hurts.
Yeah, he's a shit partner that he's just like, yeah, whatever.
This is the beginning that he's starting to realize everyone isn't the way that he thinks like they are in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like his
people
reality.
People start telling him, like, I think you have a problem. The informant said it to him earlier. It's like, man,
exactly.
the way you talk to people, like, I think you have a serious problem.
So basically, like, his reality is starting to kind of crumble around him as he thinks, because he always thinks he's so right and competent. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he's in disbelief.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, disbelieving. He's just like, he's unhappy about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because part of him's just like, Chavo's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, no. The streets are where it's at. Bust your ass.
Yeah.
Work doubles.
This is the life.
Work security jobs, too. Like, no, like, get a detective job. That sounds great. They get a call on the police radio. Shots fired. They're going in to get it. There's people out front. They tell them the unit. They go over there. Samuel Jackson is talking to the guy through the door.
And you can hear, like, a wife screaming, or a woman, I mean, screaming in the background.
It's a woman, and there's a baby crying. You can hear it. And Samuel Jackson's like, are they okay?
Yeah.
He's like, don't fucking worry about them. He's like, I don't worry about them. Don't worry about it. It's fucking, no.
Yeah.
You're in there with a gun. There were shots fired.
Yeah, and he's like, what can we do? Like, you tell us, like, what we can do to make this okay or whatever.
Yeah, and then Chavo's like, oh, he's going to shoot the door. Samuel Jackson
just
moves.
starts.
Shotgun just blasts through the door.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson, he chases after
like,
him.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Samuel, like, dude, if I was living like that every day too, like as a police officer, like, you know, fuck, and it's that dangerous, and you know, cops do live like that, man, maybe I would fucking end up. Like,
I would take the detective's exam.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know, it's like, get me the fuck out these
every
streets.
Day.
Yeah.
Guy just shot at me with a shotgun. I can get a desk job instead.
I've been
of
at this door for 30 seconds, and this dude is already
immediately
lighting a shotgun.
Samuel Jackson's like in his 50s in this movie. Like, he's not young.
Yeah,
like, he's
no plan.
He doesn't need to be doing this.
No plan on retirement.
So he chases the guy like through an alley behind the apartments, and the guy like gets up against the fence and he points the shotgun. He has it up under his chin.
Yeah,
he's like, "Stay away! I'll fucking do it." And Samuel Jackson, he calms him down. He's like, "Hey, don't do it, man.
Don't do it.
We're gonna work this out.
Don't do it.
Don't do it." Like, gets up to him like he's calmly approaching him. And then once he gets up to him, he fucking cocks the shotgun. And he's like, "Fucking do it, pussy."
Fucking
let's go.
Grabs his hand. He's like, "Fucking pull the trigger."
Huh? Enough fucking around. If you're going to do it, let's fucking do it. You need some help? Move your hand. Move your hand. I'll fucking do it. He's like screaming his face. He's like, "I'll fucking do it. Move your hand." And the guy's like, "No, stop. And then he pulls the gun away and just with the butt of the gun just hits the guy in the chest. Hard as fuck. And the guy just falls. He gets him up and he's like...
Fucking like grabs him by the throat.
There's like, "I don't want to be fucking coming back here. I'm not going to keep doing this. All right? Say you're not going to..." He's like, "It's never going to happen again. I swear to God." He goes, "God ain't here. You swear to me." And the guy goes, "I swear to you.
He says,
I swear to you."
He's like, "You're going to raise that fucking child. You're going to be a good father."
Yeah. Like, it's fucking over the top.
Such a wild way to try and convert someone into being a good person.
Yeah. And Chavo walks up. He's like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And
This guy
Samuel
is like-
Jackson, he's like, need you to book him." And then goes and like handcuffs him and frisks him. Like, they arrest the guy.
Yeah. Which is wild, though. That dude has gone. That what a character change just for the dude who's running away, the criminal. He goes from beating the wife to shooting at the cops to being suicidal to be scared out of his fucking mind by the cops.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Good for him. Good acting.
Yeah. So, this is a fucking great scene. Kerry Washington's at her desk at the house working. She has a splash in the pool. Goes out there. It's Samuel L. Jackson's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, you got to get out of the pool. She's like, I told you can come over when your dad told you to, and I don't imagine he told you can come over. And she's getting in the pool, and then the daughter's like, hey. She's talking. Daughter likes a... Gist of the story, daughter's into a white boy at school, and she's like, you're married to a white boy. I want to ask you about this. And
yeah.
They're talking, and Kerry Washington's giving her advice. It sounds like good advice. She's just listening to the kid, being a good neighbor.
Yeah, she's like, if you like the person, you like them for your reasons.
She's like, you like who you like.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
And then,
words to live by. And then
she hears a song that's playing. I forget what's. Do you know the song?
She says Destiny Child.
Destiny Child.
Kerry Washington's like, it's Destiny Child. It's like, I think I've heard this before. And the daughter gets up, starts dancing.
Yeah, it just so happens they have a great surround sound home, speakers that play some pretty loud music. So they started jamming out the whole house, and the girl starts dancing. And as this is all happening, Samuel L. Jackson's getting home, and he notices the loud music, and he goes in the backyard and sees his daughter dancing and trying to get the Kerry Washington to dance as well, and he fucking freaks out.
He goes, did I give you permission to come over here? Because I care what you're learning and who you're learning it from.
Yep.
And just stares at Kerry Washington. And then Kerry Washington's like, look, it's fine. I told you to come over. He's like, oh, so my parenting doesn't matter. I need to cut loose. I gotta be hip and jive, and starts undressing. He's like, I gotta be hip and jive. I gotta fucking dance and shit. And drops his pants so he's in his underwear, and he goes, holla! It's just such a fucking, you're like, oh my God. And Kerry Washington's like, you've made your point. You need to stop doing this. And as he's doing that, and he's...
Well, the daughter,
he's like, so he's like, oh, you taught her everything you know, don't you? And the daughter goes, she knows a hell of a lot more than you, Dad. And he smacks the fuck out of her daughter. The daughter runs off, and Kerry Washington's like, that is not okay. And he goes, I'm sorry. I'm just not myself these days, I'm not sleeping very well. Just immediately, and she goes, get off my property. He goes, or what? You want to call the cops? And he pulls out his phone and goes, here, I'll tell you who's on duty. Just fucking crazy. And he's like, don't ever tell me how to parent again. And then he walks off, and Kerry Washington goes inside and just starts puking in the sink and sobbing.
Yeah.
Because it is just such a fucking tense, uncomfortable, fuck, what am I going to do?
I'm surprised she didn't call her father.
What's he going to do? He's like, got any proof?
He's going to pull up on a jet and say, what the fuck you doing to my daughter?
She did call her father, and he did nothing.
Oh.
And then fucking the husband was like, I'm going to get a gun. I'll get a gun. Is that what you want? Is that what you want, Dad? You want me to get a gun? I'll get a gun.
He should have gotten a gun.
No. It's a cop. Well, what about this movie makes you think, had he got a gun, Samuel L. Jackson been like, whoa. Samuel L. Jackson just had a guy pointing a shotgun at him and shooting at him, and he's like, oh, fucking God ain't here. You pray to me.
That's exactly why
you think little white boy lacrosse Berkeley is gonna be like, oh, I got a gun. Samuel L. Jackson be like, oh, I'm sorry.
I really wish he would have ended up using that lacrosse stick at some point.
Me too.
I really wanted to see if he had, skill.
So later that night, Kerry and her husband, they're sitting in the backyard talking about maybe selling the house. Kerry Washington's bringing it up. And the husband's like, I don't want it to be Sam's decision or your dad's decision. And she's like, not the same person. He's like, they're both against us being an interracial couple. He says, I'm constantly... I wrote this one down, guys. He says, I'm constantly taking shit from black guys about our relationship, and it gets exhausting being on the front line all the time. This husband is such a fucking bitch.
No, yeah.
So crazy. I'm constantly... And she goes, constantly?
Yeah.
And on the front line. He's a battered war hero.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out on the front line just taking bullets.
Yeah.
She goes inside. She's like over that conversation. Samuel Jackson's
Fuck him.
watching through the fence. He's
Yeah.
loving it.
Yeah.
Watching through the fence.
He
just
thinks
loving
he
it.
thinks his plan is going according to
He's
plan.
like, yeah.
Yeah. I set this fucking shit up.
The next morning, Samuel Jackson's sister's at the house. She's picking up the kids. They're gonna go stay with her for 2 weeks. It's his sister-in-law.
Yeah.
She got some money. They're talking about like horses on their ranch and shit. And him and the daughter have a real weird goodbye because he fucking smacked her the other day.
And she was like, "What's up with her?" or something like that.
He's like, "I don't know. She's a 15-year-old female. You tell me."
She said, she said something to him like, "You're not fine." And
So that was
okay, that's
that was
later,
after. Yeah, but started with she's a 15-year-old female.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
tell me. And she's like, "Whatever." And she's like, what's wrong? Like you just seem different. And he's like, "I'm fine." And he leaves.
And no, I'm fine, and I've always been
I've always been different.
Yeah.
So he leaves.
And she's like, "All right, that's true, probably." You know?
Like, whatever. I'm getting out of here with the kids. Give them 2 weeks fucking away from their dad. We find out we're back at the neighbor's house. Find out Kerry Washington's pregnant.
Whoop whoop.
She's taken, she did a few pregnancy tests. She's pregnant. And she's like, I guess, he's like, what about the birth control? She's like, I guess I missed the pill a couple times. And the husband is not happy about this at all.
They had a plan.
So he kept saying that, and she's like, "You had a plan." She's like, "You had a plan. I never agreed with it." But so, like, by the way, if Kerry Washington we never really find out, but if she,
Oh yeah.
sorry about that, guys. I was choking on my own spit there for a minute. That was wild. Had to take a little breather, drink a little water. I think
Had
I'm
to
good.
go over and give David the high
Yeah,
maneuver.
that's not true. Why are you lying to the people, man?
I'm sorry.
You can't lie to the people. I've been honest with absolutely everything I've said.
Everything?
100% from the beginning.
David is a very truthful guy. Even if you don't want to hear it, he tells it how it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
A lot of times it hurt my feelings, but I appreciate it for him.
So the husband's pissed about it, but like also, so like, if Kerry Washington just intentionally was like, "I'm not taking the pill," and I'm not telling him about it, yeah, it's fucked up.
Oh, that totally happened.
It's fucked up. So like, it's never confirmed.
Well, no, because they ended up fighting about it again. And she basically admitted to it.
No, she doesn't.
She basically does.
We'll get there. She doesn't admit to it. He just yells at her and is the loudest in the room, and she stops arguing with him.
Because she knows.
Because
Like
because she's like, this conversation is going nowhere. He's yelling. He's mad about whatever. We'll get there.
Okay,
Because we're getting way off track here. So like they're in the middle of an argument, and he's like, I don't even know what we are anymore. She's like, I thought we were married, and then like he's like, I gotta go to work. Fucking out of it. Middle of like just found out you were pregnant and yelled at you about it. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be gone all day. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's like you try to come to some resolution there
for sure. You can't just like leave it on that note.
You can't just scream at each other. You not be happy. She's crying and like smiling. She's excited. She's having a kid. He's like, no, fuck you. Like,
and like it can't be that. I get it. Like he's probably worried like financially but like it, can't be that worried. And fucking father-in-law is like fucking millionaire.
Yeah, you'll have that to fall back on. Like, that's
not like a fucking billionaire or something. They're prepping him up to be pretty rich. Is my take.
Yeah,
like
he's absolutely rich.
Yeah,
but like it's just you don't leave and go to work on that note.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you got to realize the bigger picture. It's like you're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
you're not like completely broke or some shit. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, you know who isn't gonna be fine?
That girl who's from the soccer team.
No, dude. We're staying in the movie.
My bad.
We're not jumping around. Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh yeah,
because he's at work and he's in his boss's office, and Internal Affairs is investigating him for excessive force and brutality on that guy he arrested,
which did not make sense to me.
So he's like, he shot at me, all that stuff. His boss like, it's bullshit. But so they were like, he's complaining, and over the last few years, you've had a whole bunch of complaints about stuff like this.
Yeah, they did.
Like, we got to investigate you.
We can't just let touch on that. But I feel like in any other case, like what is that dude gonna do? You shot at the fucking cops. You're lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way the cops can be, or the state's gonna be like, oh yeah, let's pay this dude a fucking settlement that shot at the fucking cops 5 seconds before that. Fuck no.
Yeah, and
that
so
would never happen.
But it felt like this was one of many complaints. And they were like, we can't look the other way. We need to. That guy has broken ribs. He's saying you gave it to him. Like, we're investigating all this. And the one guy's like, maybe you should retire. He's like, maybe like you're about that time. Maybe you should
he gave that Samuel L.
retirement.
Jackson look at him, too.
He gave that, fuck you, man. I'm retiring from shit. 28 years.
Let me open my eyeballs a little wide really quick so you understand. I'm fucking pissed.
So he walks outside, and there's some cops joking around, and he walks up to him, and they just, like, stop laughing and are quiet. He's like, what you talking about? He goes, like, you wouldn't want to hear it. He's like, it's fine. I've heard N-word jokes before. Like, he's like, no, it's not that. It's, we're throwing a bachelor party for whoever. He's like, and I'm not invited? Like, we didn't think it would be your kind of thing. And he's like, well, let's do it at my house. My kids are gone for a couple weeks. He's like, let's get some strippers. We can party all night. No civilians. And they're like, all right, fuck, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm hyped, too, because I always wanted to see Samuel L. Jackson, party with some strippers and stuff,
Yeah. So later that night, Kerry Washington's asleep in bed. The husband is not. And, like, you can hear the music.
And it makes sense because he's probably still...
Well, so he gets
distraught.
He gets out of bed and goes and looks at her pills and sees how many she missed. I don't know if we see it. He's counting them, and then she wakes up and he puts them away.
I think they reference like as if it was probably like a few days, not a couple. Like at least probably like 5, I would assume, or something. Like I'm pretty sure they said a few. So like got to be more than 2 or 3.
Okay. So it's like he's counting the pills and seeing how many she's missed. And then you hear Old Dirty Bastard start blaring from Samuel L. Jackson's house. It's, oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. You know what? You could chill in your car, smoke a cigarette, and listen to Shimmy, Shimmy, Yaw, Shimmy, Yay, Shimmy, Yeah from Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah.
I think that's a fine song to just be like, I'm going to chill.
Yeah. But instead, they make that the part.
Yeah, you could just chill and listen to that. That's chill music.
Yeah.
Not, you can get with this, so you can get with that, or fight the power.
They should have flipped those 2 songs.
They should have. If you're chilling, you should be listening to
That's
that.
another Will Smith problem.
Yeah. Fucking Will Smith, get it together.
Yeah.
But, so Carrie wakes up from that, and she walks over. And she's like, I'm going over there. She's like, I'm going to say something. And the husband, like, grabs her on the stairwell. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it. She's like, oh, this you want to deal with? Like,
yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
And this part got me a little upset because I'm like, dude, would someone who is... Okay, so he gets into the... Well, he doesn't get into the party. He knocks on the door, and they're like, dude, fuck off.
It's Chavo and another cop, and they just dismiss him.
Yeah, he's like, dude, can you guys turn it down? It's 3:30 in the morning. And they're like, dude, fuck off. So then he walks around the back and just walks inside. Samuel L. Jackson notices him, and he's like, oh, man, you weren't invited or some shit.
Nah, he said, who put you on the VIP list?
Yeah. And then he's like, all right, come get a drink.
And he hugs him. He's like, let's bury the hatchet. This is my neighbor, everybody, and as you can see... He's a Democrat. And everyone's like, oh!
But this is what got me a little upset. Why would you take a drink with him? I get it. He's like trying to say, like, bury the hatchet. But it's like, you went over there to be like, dude, you need to calm the music down. I'm trying to go to sleep with my wife at 3:30 a.m.
So, I kind of feel what he's not, like, just being loud and confrontational.
Yeah.
Which is something you love to do because you got anger issues, man, and I think you should work on it. But he's just kind of like, I'm outnumbered. It's all his boys here. It's all cops. He's like, I'm not just going to be loud and be like, turn this shit down. And, like, he's just kind of talking. He's like, look, man, it's loud. Like, Kerry Washington's awake over there. But he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, he just keeps giving him shit. He's like, oh, he goes, guys, he's got a little, whatever his name is in the movie. Chris here's got a little dark meat next door. And they're like, oh! He's like, you sure you're enough man for her, Chris?
Yeah, because, once she goes black, she never goes back.
Once she goes black, and then someone else says, you never go back.
Yeah, it's another big black dude, too, that looked him dead in his eyes. And I'm like, oh, my God.
And, like, he's like, I'm just messing with you, Chris. Like, he's just, like, being...
I'd be like, fuck you guys. I'm out of here, bro. Like, I came over here to fucking try and shut this party down. I'm not going to start joining it while getting ridiculed.
So he brings him over to the front of the house. And, guys, so, like, he says just so much. He's talking bananas shit.
Yeah.
This entire time. Like, it's just nonstop. Samuel
Too many
Jackson,
things to quote.
There are, like, 30 things that Samuel Jackson says that I'm just like, oh, my God, that's fucking crazy.
That is
You say this
offensive.
to people. Like,
Yeah.
So, like, people don't talk like that to other people.
Yeah.
He brings Kerry Washington's husband over to where the strippers are, and he's like, you know what? Just the groom, he needs to get a lap dance, and then we'll turn the music down, I promise. And, like, they bring the groom out, and Samuel Jackson, like, motions a stripper to come over and starts grinding on Kerry Washington's husband. And he's like, no, I'm not having it. And then Samuel Jackson gets the cops to hold him down on the ground.
Forcefully hold him down.
Well, she grinds on top of him.
And
He's screaming.
Yeah. And they have a friend fucking recording this.
And he screams like, get off of me! Get off of me! And Samuel Jackson's like, that's a married man right there. And
And
she's
the stripper's like, okay.
she's like, he doesn't look too married to me. She's in on it.
Yeah.
She's all for
Bro.
it.
Yeah.
And then Samuel Jackson's like, all right, let him up. And Samuel Jackson goes, his tits are nicer than Kerry Washington's, huh? And then the husband like goes to punch Samuel L. Jackson. Like that was it. And cop friends like grab him like, you do not want to do that. You do not want to do that. Trust me. And Samuel L. Jackson's like, get him out of the house. While they're taking him out, he says, and I said this twice to people today. He says, it's a grown-ass man's playground over here.
David, who did you say that to?
People at work. Because it's a grown-ass man's playground here.
That's fucking
Fucking
great.
just a crazy line to say.
I'm gonna
And then, like,
say
you
that.
close the door and you hear Samuel L. Jackson. He's like, yeah, pull them titties out. Yeah, and he's dancing. He's like, yeah, pull them titties out. I love them titties. Like,
Oh man, which is funny because like all the cops out there, they're like, yeah, they're friends, but you would think that some of them would still be surprised about Samuel L. Jackson, who's been like
one of
strict.
them would be like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Wouldn't you be like, what the fuck?
Like, we're not holding your neighbor down on the ground.
yeah, exactly.
The
That's even the crazier part.
The husband storms into the house. He's all flustered. He's like, where's the camcorder? He's like, where's my camcorder? I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna videotape all that. I'm gonna get him fired. He's gonna lose his pension. And then she's like, just calm down. He goes, you didn't forget. And she's like, what? He's like, you didn't forget. You stopped taking the pill on purpose.
Yeah.
Like right here, like, hey, it's just such shitty communication.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Like, you're mad about that. And you're like, you didn't forget.
now you're gonna bring
Like,
it
you're just
up
gonna
when you're
yell
like
now.
so fucking flustered.
Like, you're really mad about something else. And she's like, I didn't stop doing it on purpose. I forgot a few times. And he doesn't believe her. And he's like, I don't even know who you are. And she goes, I'm your wife. And he goes, are you? Because I don't even recognize you anymore. Like, this guy's just fucking, he's just wacko at this point. Like,
Yeah.
He's getting out of his mind.
Well, I mean, I think he's overreacting, but at the same time, though, she definitely reacts in a way that's like, okay, you caught me. Like I wasn't taking it, and I did kind of plan on getting pregnant. That's the way I felt from it, at least. Like, she doesn't say it deliberately.
Do you know why you felt that way?
David, you motherfucker.
Do you know why you felt that way?
It's definitely not because of trust issues, if that's what you think.
No, so like, she denies it. She very well. I wish they would have confirmed it. I wish, because Kerry Washington's character felt like she would have gotten honest about this at some point in the movie.
And I'm surprised. It's like, why did she, with this shit going on too, you not getting, you just moved into your house. You're not even fully moved in. You don't even have fucking blinds on your windows, and you're like going to do this to get, pregnant.
You know
or
what?
something?
She might have forgot.
Yeah, you think because of what's going on?
If you're gonna do this, you pop the pills out and fucking flush them.
Right.
You destroy the evidence, and you're like, "No, I've been taking it." It's crazy that that they didn't work.
Yeah. Maybe that's just another Will Smith producing
Yeah,
problem.
Will Smith, what the fuck, man?
Come on, dude.
Teach people how to really get away with going off the pill.
If that's what they're
getting
doing,
pregnant.
yeah.
Make it more clear.
Yeah.
So the next day, radios, you know what was clear?
Tell me.
Wildfires are fucking coming. They're going to be a big deal because they keep bringing it up.
Yeah, every couple shots they show basically a big fire from the view from the backyard, which the view from the backyard, they are up on top of this hill mountain, and you just see a bunch of other mountain hills, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Valleys of mountains, basically, just kind of like parts of it on fire, and it's kind of getting closer every time they show the
Yeah,
clip.
and like the radio, like you keep hearing radio and news, they're talking about the fires.
And then I think at this point, too,
what would've been great?
might be hearing helicopters in the background.
You know what would have been great?
Tell me.
If the fires just never got close to the house. Like if that
just went right around.
If that was just never in play, they just felt the need to keep bringing it up, but it never happened.
What if it was like not even a part of the script, and then there was actually just wildfires that were happening around like a location that
like,
was shown? Let's just bring this part of the movie.
Yeah,
let's make this a part of it.
That'd be cool. That'd be like actually cool.
Yeah,
my idea was silly. I like your idea.
I hope it's that. I hope it's like, fuck it, we're gonna keep filming. We're gonna just add it a part of the movie, but that means we gotta really make sure we're on top of our schedule because the fucking wildfire actually gets here before we're done. We are fucked. The whole movie is done.
So, Kerry Washington goes out to the mail, and there's
and he's working on his car again. I'm thinking, how much work does this fucking car need?
It's like so it's not his everyday driver.
No.
It's like a classic that he's working on.
He's just polishing it.
They could have gone into some detail. It looks like he's restoring like an older car. And they just don't ever go into detail on what he's doing.
Yeah, true.
Which, come on, Will Smith.
Yeah, what's up?
But so she walks out. She gets the mail. He's working on the car. There's a DVD in one of the letters, and it's the video of
and
the
it's
husband.
got a fucking kiss mark on it. I'm thinking, dude, did
I didn't
Will
see
Smith
the kiss mark? That's so great.
Did not Will Smith? Did fucking Samuel L. Jackson put lipstick on and kiss it? I'm assuming he had one of the strippers do it.
Yeah, but it'd be so much better if he did it.
But I'm like, how did he burn it?
like-
How did he burn the fucking whatever to the CD in time before the stripper left to have her fucking kiss it?
I love it. I did not know that. That's great.
I just want to believe that Samuel L. Jackson kissed it.
Put it on.
He's
Lipstick.
and he's like,
he's going all out of it.
Yeah.
But so like she watches it and sees that her husband's being held down.
Yeah,
and being stripped
I'm
on.
so happy that
she wasn't like over there with strippers. Like,
oh my god, that would have.
I would have been furious if that was the
one
takeaway.
Thing that Will Smith might have done if that's what he did.
I mean, he produced it. There's no way he had this much say in all of it.
You're 100% right. I just want to.
So
throw it all
it's so
on
much
Will
fun to put it on Will Smith. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, just so people listening, we don't truly think Will Smith had so much of a hand in it.
I bet he had the fucking smallest bit of like help. Actually, as a producer, he's like, I just want my name as a credit.
He was a name producer. He probably threw some money in.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Good on Will Smith.
Yeah.
He's at that position in life where you can just be like, I'm producing that movie.
But he's got to know if his name's on that producing spot, he's taking the fucking heat. Any mess up.
Absolutely.
He's taking the fucking heat.
Absolutely. So Kerry Washington goes outside, and Samuel Jackson just leaning against the car. He's waiting for her to come back out. And then she walks back in.
Yeah.
Just frustrated, goes back in. Husband has landscaping crew, and they're planting trees all along the property line there.
I like that shot because they went from like her being mad. Well, actually, I did not like this spot. I liked the transition, but I didn't like the choice that they made with Kerry Washington because she comes out, she's mad at Samuel L. Jackson. Very next shot, it's all the trees coming up to put in the backyard, and then she makes it, and then when they're putting up the trees, they make it seem that it was the husband's idea and not Kerry's.
She's like, "Why are we doing this again?"
Yeah, and I
he's
didn't like that.
Trees, it's good for.
What do you mean? Why?
Yeah,
you're the one that just.
He's like, they make oxygen. They're good.
Yeah,
it's good to have trees.
It made no sense because I'm like, the way that you transitioned it made it seem like it was completely her idea because she's trying to cut out, because of that, because of what she just saw, because she knows that Samuel L. Jackson's trying to deliberately piss her off to ruin their relationship. I just felt like, man, that was another Will Smith producing problem.
Yeah, fucking Will Smith.
God damn it.
So now Kerry Washington and her husband, they're hanging out by the pool. Kerry Washington hates her job. She's not being paid for her job, which
I don't understand what she does.
It looks like some kind of graphic design.
Yeah, they did show on the computer her doing.
But she's just doing it for free. I don't get what's going on.
Very mediocre graphic designs.
Yeah, it looked like if you guys remember Bratz, those slutty little girl dolls. Do you remember that? Bratz PR. There used to be commercials like all over like Nickelodeon and shit. It'd be commercials. It was like slutty Barbie. And you're just, whoa, it's fucking wild that that's a thing.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, like they got high heels and short skirts, and they're like, oh, yeah, I've fucked lots of dudes. Look at me. I'm such a little brat.
These fucking toy companies are just trying to take advantage of our children.
Crazy, but like that's what it looked like she was doing on the computer.
Okay,
but like she hates her job. She's not getting paid for it. Misses her family. They're having a baby. Like she's just like,
my god, my life is so terrible. I'm in a new multi-million-dollar property up in Cali.
That's your like. She hasn't earned that. She needs to quit. It's back to fear. You're like, they're on vacation and they're mad. Like, just stop it, dude. Just stop it.
I just felt like they didn't have as much to complain about as they.
They have a fucking dude. Their neighbor's out of his fucking mind. They got plenty to complain about.
Yeah,
their life is wild. Right? And also, as far as we know, they've lived there for like 4 days and all this is going on. We have no idea how long they've been there.
So right as he's like, right as the husband's like, oh, it's going to be okay. We're going to get past this. Fucking Samuel L. Jackson's taking a fucking
chainsaw.
A chainsaw to the...
He's cutting down the tree limbs on his side.
That are connected, though, to a metal fucking fence. And, like, the chainsaw's just hitting the metal fence constantly. I'm like, that's just going to fuck up the chainsaw.
It's hitting the fence. It's fucking up the fence. But Samuel Jackson, like, the guy comes over. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, you didn't ask my permission to plant these trees. And so if the branches are hanging over my property line, I'm going to cut them down, which
is totally fine.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Him, like, hitting the fence and, like, being crazy. But, like, if he's just, like, out there and he's cutting the things down, he's like, hey, guys, like, he could have played that off and be like, hey, guys, ask me before you, like, put all these trees. Like, they're hanging over my yard, dude. Like he could have played it off.
I'm going to make sure that they're not hanging over my yard.
Yeah, like, he could have played it off like, come on, guys. Like, just be courteous, you know? Yeah. Like, would have been great. Instead he's crazy about it.
Psycho.
Cutting it. They're over there. They're screaming at him. And Samuel L. Jackson goes, hey, you going to shut that mouthy bitch up? Like, and, like, points at Kerry Washington. He's like, it's my wife. She can say whatever he wants. She's like, oh, yeah? And then he starts throwing branches over. He's like, come on, pussy. Fucking do something. Come over here. Come over here. Like, he's like, fucking come over here. Screaming. He keeps chainsawing shit.
And Kerry Washington's wife or husband is trying to fucking, like, hit him with
They're
a
fucking,
stick.
Like, jabbing shit through the fence at
like
each other. They keep hitting each other.
A rake stick or some shit.
Kerry Washington, like, grabs the husband. The husband doesn't quite Marky Mark. Like when Reese Witherspoon was trying to get him off Gary. Doesn't quite do that, but he like pushes her off.
Yeah.
Pushes his fucking pregnant wife off of him.
And she's like, all right, fuck this. And she walks away. And then like shortly after, he fucking realizes...
She screams like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah, and then they start
screams it, and she walks away. And then like he kind of calms down. And he puts it down and goes inside. Samuel L. Jackson goes, yeah, that's right. Go inside. Pussy.
Yeah.
Sugar britches.
I didn't even fucking hear that. He called it, what did you say?
Sugar britches.
Sugar britches?
Sugar britches.
What the fuck does that even
pussy,
mean?
Pussy, sugar britches.
What do you think that means? What does sugar britches mean?
I think it's just another way to say pussy. I think like he's just like he thought, and it looked like that was not in the script, by the way. There's no way whoever wrote this wrote sugar britches down. Samuel L. Jackson improv that 1,000%.
Do you think if I'm about to fight someone and I say fucking sugar britch?
So the husband was being a pussy and going inside. The fight wasn't happening.
But do you think if I was about to fight someone and I called them a sugar britch, that they would still want to fight me, or do you think they would just be like, not take me serious? Fucking sugar britches?
Dude, if you ever called me sugar britches, I would fucking murder you.
Ooh, that was actually the opposite of what I was going for. I thought you were just going to laugh it off and we were going to be cool.
No. Sugar britches is serious.
Oh,
you can call me a pussy. You can call my wife a mouthy bitch. But you call me sugar britches, we're going to have a problem.
I didn't know it was that offensive. Right?
Yeah, dude. It's the worst.
Damn.
So the husband leaves. He goes to the bar.
Just so happens.
Talking about the wildfires on TV. He finishes his drink. He's getting ready to settle up, and Samuel L. Jackson walks in.
I would have been like, dude, how the fuck do you know I'm here?
And so that Samuel L. Jackson seems like, he says, give me my regular. Seems like Samuel L. Jackson's there all the time. That's so low. The lady said, welcome to the neighborhood. It didn't look like a neighborhood bar. It looked like a nice, like, in the city, like a locals bar. Like, I get, but it didn't feel like it was in a neighborhood. I don't know where he went.
Dude, and Cali's huge. There's so many fucking people. Like, but Samuel L. Jackson is that much of a regular?
So, like, he walks in and he's talking to him. He's like, I wouldn't go home yet, you know. Women like that, it takes them a little while to cool off. And he's like, oh, we're not doing this, man. I actually
really liked all the lines here because it's like, I feel like I would have played a lot of it similarly.
Fuck you.
What? It seemed very realistic. That's what I'm getting to. Wait, what would David have done in that position? You're going to fight Samuel L. Jackson?
No, I would have not stayed and had a drink with him.
Oh, well,
which is what he does next.
Yeah, that too.
When he's like, no, let me buy you a drink. I would have been like, no, dude, fucking, we're neighbor. We don't have to be friends. Like, you've done so many crazy things since I've moved in.
Yeah, the drink part, I didn't. I'm like, why are you staying around?
Let's fucking wave and go our separate ways.
Yeah, you're right.
Like that's how I handle that. So he's like, let me buy you a drink. Guy like tries to dismiss him and then stays. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. You know, I'm just not myself. Today's the 3rd anniversary of my wife's death. You know, she died in a car accident. Starts talking about his wife, like she was helping old people. And then he says, she died in a gurney in the hallway of the hospital because someone forgot to tell them that she's the wife of a police officer. So they treated her by pigmentation.
And
say because she's black, they let her die in the hallway.
And
They didn't help her.
Kerry Washington's husband is like, how do you know that?
Because I know things.
Yep, and that's what.
And then he goes, but what I'd like to know is, why was my wife and her white boss driving on the 101 in the middle of the afternoon on a weekday when she should have been changing some old Jew's Depends? Which is just like why Jew?
Yeah.
Like, why? Just old person. But he's like, no. Some old Jew's Depends. And he's
on Fairfax instead of like the 110.
Yeah, and that's and he's like, what Kerry Washington's husband's like, is that really what you want to be thinking about? He's like, it's where my mind's going. He's like, you and that little chocolate drop of yours picked the wrong time to move into the wrong place. And he's like, all right, whatever. He's like, you white boys are always saying that. Whatever. He starts doing like a white voice.
And I'm like, oh, fuck,
whatever.
I do say
he's
whatever.
Like, you white boys think you can take whatever you want, and I hate it. And the husband goes, fuck you, Abel. Like, we're not moving.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck you. Is that like a We Are the World fuck you? He's like, no, it's a special one just for you.
Yeah.
And then Samuel Jackson takes off his wedding ring at the bar.
I wish, I wish he would have just been like, dude, don't you see why you're fucking attacking me and my wife? Like, come on, bro. You just said it right there. Like, because that's what he could. Kerry Washington's husband could have been like, dude.
I'd have been like, dude, I didn't fuck your wife.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm sorry that happened to you, but you were literally trying to take this out on us because of what happened to you. But instead, he's just like, he just makes it worse and just says, fuck you. That was like the one point where he could have made this whole scenario better.
Yeah.
And instead, he fucked up that point.
But like at that point, I'm over.
No, and I feel it too. It makes sense for him to say "fuck you."
Yeah.
But you would think like, oh, this is my actual one opportunity to maybe make this relationship fine because I'm going to live here for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know.
But now, fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah.
So fire's getting closer.
Yep.
Kerry Washington's husband's watching it from the backyard, and they go over. They leave. They walk over to the neighbor's house. Neighbor's having like a barbecue or something. And there's an Asian lady, a Pacific Rimmer, as Kerry Washington's husband's friend would like to call them. And she's talking about the neighborhood and says that she feels safe because they have a black policeman living next door. We have a policeman. We have a black policeman living next door. Like
this movie,
so
Will Smith was like, how many things can we just make as
like,
racial as possible?
And you know what? And like Samuel Jackson walks in next, and he's bringing his famous cornbread. Like they're just like fucking every black stereotype. Like let's just throw it all in there. We got one shot at this. Let's throw it all in.
Which is funny because that's what Samuel Jackson like doesn't want. I feel like either like he doesn't.
He's like, I brought my famous cornbread.
Yeah, which almost like
let's check it out.
You know, like what he's about because he doesn't. I think want anything racial. Right?
Yeah, I don't think
even
so.
Though he's being racist.
He doesn't,
he
doesn't like rap music. He like thinks it's bad. He doesn't like Kobe Bryant.
I can't tell if it's weird. It's like he's racist, but he doesn't want to be. I don't know. It's like weird.
So he's staring down the husband almost this whole time he's there. Husband's playing pool, and he's
like,
I got next game.
Stare downs.
He's like, I got next game, and he's just staring down the husband.
Yeah, they're at the friend. It was like a friend's friend's party, neighborhood party, right?
Oh, is it?
My bad. Did you say that?
Of course I did, dude.
Okay,
you think we're this far into it, and I'm bringing up the fucking lady and the black policeman, and they're playing pool?
Yeah.
You think I've just not said where they are?
Okay,
I'm a fucking professional, dude.
You are, David.
Don't you come in late and say stuff I've said. Fuck out of my face.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to re-clarify.
So, Sam's informant is breaking into Kerry Washington's house.
This is the white dude who was with the Latino gang from earlier in the film.
The guy who's 1/7 Cherokee, which the math doesn't add up there, by the way. Guy said he's he didn't say I'm 7% Cherokee. He said I'm 1/7 Cherokee.
Yeah.
And 93% Wigger. That guy is like breaking into their house. He like breaks into the yard, and then he calls Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson goes, "All right, man, do your thing." Then he breaks in, and the guy just starts trashing their house. And he goes, "I ain't nobody's bitch, you prick!" Like while he's doing it, like I assume he's talking to Samuel L. Jackson, but it feels like Samuel L. Jackson is like, "Hey man, my neighbor called you his bitch." And he's like, "Oh, fuck that."
Yeah, right. Like gave him some extra motivation before he went and did it.
So this guy's doing it. He's trashing their house, and then you see Kerry Washington leave the party. Like she's talking to her husband. She's like, "Hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna go home. You should stay."
Yeah,
you accepted the invitation, but I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna go home. Samuel L. Jackson sees this and is like, "That's not good." Gets on the phone, calls me. He's like, "Hey." The guy answers it. He's pissing inside like their drawer.
Well, and if he wasn't trying to play it off so cool, like as if he doesn't notice the wife leaving, then maybe he would have been able to, warn the.
Let's just jump the gun here. Why don't we?
No, go on, go.
You fucking kidding me, man? This is twice in like 30 seconds. You're just fucking blowing it up, man.
Well, apparently she walks home very quick too.
They live fucking 2 houses down.
True.
He calls like, "Hey, the wife is on the way. You need to get the fuck out of that house." And then Kerry Washington goes in, and the guy's like, "Ah, fuck, there she is." He like, dips in a room.
Right as he's finishing up pissing in the bottom drawer of, I'm guessing, Kerry Washington's husband's, clothes.
Oh, he pissed?
He was pissing in the bottom drawer.
Oh, man, because I didn't say that before you cut me off either. Dude, like, you just sit back and listen.
You said that?
Yes, I said that.
Oh, my God. No way.
Started saying it, then you cut me off, and you're like, we should have made the call sooner. I was in the middle. I was like, he's pissing in their drawers. And you're like... So, Kerry Washington gets home. He, like, dips off into a bedroom, and he's waiting. He hears the shower turn on, and he's like, all right, I'm good. And then goes to leave, and she didn't get in the shower yet. She walks out and sees him. And he's like, "Oh, hey, calm down. Calm down." And then, like, she runs to go hit the alarm, and he goes over. She hits the alarm, but then he starts roughing her up. And, like, he's not like, "Yeah, fuck you, bitch." He's like, "Hey, just calm down. Calm down. I don't want to hurt you. Like, calm down." He's like, "It's just fucking...
And just
be cool.
Throwing
just
her.
Be cool. I'm going to get the fuck out of here." And, like, she keeps fighting, so he's throwing her. And they hear the alarm over at the party. So Kerry Washington's husband's like, "Oh, shit, is that my house?" And he starts going. Samuel L. Jackson's like, "I'm coming with you." He's like, "Don't go in." He's like, "It's my house." He's like, "I'm a fucking cop." Like, don't go in. He goes in. Samuel Jackson sees the guy going towards the back door, and he goes, yo dog, or yo homie.
Yeah.
Says something like that, and the guy stops like, "Yo, what's up, man?" And like pulls off the mask and walks towards him, and Samuel Jackson shoots him like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
He falls in the pool. Then they go up to check on Kerry Washington.
And she's like knocked out.
She's out on the ground. She's bleeding. And Samuel Jackson keeps yelling at the husband. He's like, "Don't fucking touch her!" And he's like, and he calls. He's like, "This is Officer Abel Turner. I need a black and white and paramedics to this address. She's been hurt. She's got a head wound. Blah blah blah." Comes over there, and then next thing we see, Samuel Jackson's out back. So a little bit of time has passed, and
then like the neighbors show up, right? And
so he's digging in the dude's pockets. He's like, "Where's your fucking cell phone? Come on!" Trying to find, because he was calling him on the cell phone. He's like, "You can't leave the phone." The neighbors walk in as he's doing this, and he's like, "Hey, like, Abel, you all right?" And he's like, I'm good." And then he sits back.
Yeah, and then they end up at the hospital, Kerry Washington's in the hospital. Her husband shows up, and she wakes up, and he basically lets her know that she's fine, the baby's fine, and that she'll be able to be let go out of the hospital pretty soon. And then Kerry Washington's husband also told her that Samuel Jackson killed the intruder,
Which is wild.
Wild.
He killed him.
Yeah,
he took care of it.
Yeah. That's what he says. He took care of it, and it's like, I would begin to, even though that's like a very nice thing in a way, like,
well, you're whatever.
I would be suspicious. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
whatever.
Why?
Whatever. That's because that's trust issues, dude.
You think?
Your police officer neighbor, you're in the hospital because a dude beat you up in your home, and your fucking neighbor killed him.
I'm just thinking from like,
No.
You're
Fucking crazy, dude. Why is he killing the guy, huh? What the hell, Samuel L. Jackson?
Well,
hindsight,
not just
we
killing
know.
the dude. Well, I'm just mean because like you're already so suspicious about things that you weren't able to prove about your neighbor already doing weird fishy stuff about like the tire being slashed, someone cutting the air vent or whatever. all these like little things, but no suspicion, no suspicion whatsoever.
I mean, so they heard the alarm. He and the husband both ran over.
True.
Samuel Jackson, like, I have a gun. I'm a cop. I'm trained to handle this scenario. Let me go in the house first.
No, yeah. So you're right. At this very point, I guess I kind of mean more so when they get back to the house and they notice that it wasn't just like a robbery. It was like, let me destroy everything in the house. You know what I'm saying?
At no point would I think, Samuel Jackson probably had something to do with this.
Okay.
It's crazy if you did.
I'm saying not
it is
like
crazy.
personally.
So, like,
I'm saying, like, if I was
hindsight,
them.
we're watching the fucking movie and like we know, but like in real life, if you're like, bet you fucking had something to do with this, seems like some shit he'd do.
I guess I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
I
so
guess
they're
I was
back.
fucked up for thinking that.
So Samuel Jackson gets a call from Chavo from Friday Night Lights, and he's just calling to check in on him. He's like, "How you doing?" He's like, "I'm not taking a detective's exam for another year or so we got some plenty of time together. But no, I love you. Like, you're just checking in." He's like, "You fucking."
Well, he was saying too, like, I'm
like,
not gonna rat you out, basically.
He's
Like,
I'm not gonna rat you out. I didn't see you
Yeah.
hurt that guy.
Yeah, I told him that you didn't hit him or something like that.
Yeah. So Kerry Washington and her husband are trying to go up the hill, and there's fire trucks everywhere. The fire is real close.
Yeah,
And
they're like entering the neighborhood, and they're being like told by like a firefighter, right?
a police officer who is the same actor who plays August Marks in Sons of Anarchy. You familiar with that show?
I've seen not the entirety. I've seen like I think the first season or two.
It's a good show.
Yeah,
So
it's a good show.
So like a black gang comes into the mix, and Odin Lloyd is the leader of the gang. And then, spoiler alert here, guys. Spoiler alert. Jax fucking kills Odin Lloyd.
Oh.
August Marks takes over, and he's like runs it like a businessman. He's like, it's Marks Enterprises. I'm the CEO of this shit, and he's just ruthless.
Damn.
August Marks.
What season is that?
I don't know.
Oh shit.
I don't know. Come on. I couldn't even thought. Maybe there's 7 seasons of the show.
I think so.
I don't know how long
7
it
or
was.
8, yeah.
Maybe 9? Who knows?
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I watched it all. I have no idea.
I remember I started watching that when I was like 14.
There you go. Well, 14-year-old
26
Brady.
now. It's 12 years ago.
So, and he's like, hey, you should get your shit and get out of here. Fire's coming through. Hopefully we can contain it, but you might lose your house, so you should go.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson's just in the backyard. He's
That would be
spraying
so shitty.
He's spraying his house with a hose. Which, I don't know, does that do a preemptive spray? Does that... I guess it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it less likely to catch fire if it's...
And I would definitely keep my like sprinklers on if it's like
all
right
wet
there.
and shit. Yeah, I guess. All right. It felt weird, but I guess it makes sense. Like, it's... Yeah, and he tells there's cops, and he's like, I'm going to tough it out. And then the second the cops leave, he goes over and, like, he's calling the phone. And he hears it inside their house. So he goes inside and then sees them pull up. So he dips out the back door. Now he's spraying the back of his house. And Kerry Washington's husband walks over, and he's just like, that guy got what he deserved, and I'll tell anyone that. Thank you, Abel. So, like, that's like, we're good, thank you. Like, push came to shove, and you saved my wife's life.
We're all good now.
Thank you. Like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, go on and get your stuff and get out
All
of
the
here,
shit
man.
you did to us, all you had to do was kill someone for us to make it up.
Sure, he saved her life.
No, I know. I'm just...
They're up in the bedroom, they're packing shit, and the husband finds the phone. He sees the phone and doesn't tell Kerry Washington, but picks it up and just calls the last number in it. And Samuel Jackson... So, like, the whole movie, every time he gets a phone call, you see, like, he doesn't look to see who it is. He just flips it and he goes, Turner.
Yeah. So
His
I'm
last
guessing
name's
that's like his
Turner.
work phone too or something?
Yeah, so like, he's just expecting work calls on.
Yeah.
He just answers like, it's Turner. So he answers Turner, and the fucking Kerry Washington's husband's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And, like, Samuel Jackson then, like, looks at the phone, realizes what's going on. And he looks more just, like, annoyed and frustrated than anything.
Than, like, being caught.
Fuck, man. This is bullshit. And then, like, they lock eyes. He's on the back porch. The husband's in the bedroom. They lock eyes through the window. The husband, Samuel Jackson, just pulls out his gun and then starts walking. Oh, shit.
Dude.
Samuel Jackson walks into their house with his gun and the flashlight. And he's like, hey, the guy was trying to go to my house, went to your house by mistake. He's been calling me a bunch, telling me he's going to hurt my daughter. Like, you know what? Had he done it normally,
Like,
and
when not pulling out the gun
I didn't want to
before
tell
that?
you. Had he not done all that crazy shit and just said that, there's a chance his neighbor's like, all right, fuck, like, just tell us, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because, like, at the end of it, like, once when they went to court, too, if none of that happened, like, you could be like, oh, that was an informant. He was working for me. Ended up, like, I don't know, going to the other
getting
side.
mad, tell me he's going to hurt me, hurt my daughter. He's going to come fuck up my house, and went to my neighbor's by mistake.
Yeah.
Kill him. Like, he could have.
If he just didn't pull out the fucking gun.
Yeah, instead he pulls out his gun. He's over there, and he's like, you said he got what he deserved.
Yeah.
You said it. You believe that, right? And then, like, from the side, he comes up and hits him. They struggle for a minute, and then the husband gets the gun and has Samuel L. Jackson pinned down.
This kind of, like, I was like, what? Kerry Washington comes up, and she's like,
why would
lost.
he not tell her what's going on? Yeah.
Why would he
just
hide?
keep her in the dark?
Yeah, keep her in the dark for like 3 minutes as you know this dude's coming over with a gun, and you're just going to hide in the corner.
Like, because where is she? Like,
yeah, exactly. Because she comes out, and she's like, what's going on? Like, what happened?
And he's like, he made the guy come to the house.
Yeah.
He did it. Get in the car. Go get the cops. And, like, she's like, okay. She's like, okay, I'll do it. And she goes and gets in the car, and Samuel L. Jackson has, like,
another gun.
No.
Or no,
like a baton thing, but it's like he pulls it out, it gets bigger, and he hits the husband with it, and then grabs his gun from the husband and shoots at Kerry Washington's car, hits the car a few times, and then she crashes into a car that's parked on the side of the road. The husband tackles him from behind and, like, fucks him up on the ground. Like, the husband, good for him.
Yeah.
Fucks him up, and then, like, he takes the gun. He takes the gun, and he goes to check on Carrie.
But he was beating him with the gun, too. He pistol whipped him with the gun.
Yeah, he fucks him up on the ground.
Yeah.
Takes the gun, and then, like, he runs to go check on Carrie.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson pulls out his other gun.
Yeah.
like, I got two of these. Like, it's fucking, come on. Like, yeah, he might, but come on. And then just starts shooting at the husband. He, like, ducks over behind the car.
No, I forget. Did he told Kerry Washington to call the cops, right?
He said, like, drive down the hill, get the cops. There's cops right there.
Yeah.
Like, don't waste your time calling 911. Go get them. Yeah. They're right there. Go grab them.
Yeah, so then as this is happening, the cops come up.
They're hearing gunfire and shit, and they're like, we gotta go check that out. There's shots in the street.
So they pull up and they see Kerry Washington's husband on the edge of the car with a gun pointed at Samuel L. Jackson, and now Samuel L. Jackson's trying to play it off as if...
So he puts his gun, like, in his back hip.
Yeah, and he's trying to play it off now, like, as if he's the victim, and he's like, oh, my neighbor's just having a hard night. I'm just trying to calm him down.
He's having his bad day. His wife was in the hospital. He's like, I'm a police officer. I got this, guys. I'll handle him. I'm just calming him down. And they're like, no, like, everyone's screaming. They keep telling the husband, put your fucking gun away.
Well, the husband's screaming back, too, at the police officer. He's like,
he's he's got a gun.
He's got a gun.
He's away. And Kerry Washington's like, what are you, you're being crazy. Stop it. Just put the gun down. Samuel Jackson goes, listen to your wife, asshole. And he goes, did you listen to your wife?
Yeah.
Huh? Did you see it coming when she ran off on you? Did you not know she was fucking around? And Samuel Jackson just pulls out his gun, shoots the husband in, looks like the chest.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Oh.
Shoots him, and then the cops just unload on Samuel L. Jackson. Just fucking open fire. Yeah. There's like 8 cops. They just pepper him with bullets. He's
right before
done.
This, he's like, Samuel Jackson's like, I'm a cop, and the other cop's like, I don't care if you're the Pope, and like,
right.
Samuel Jackson,
August Marks says that,
yeah,
and Samuel Jackson's pissed when he says that,
fucking pissed. You could just see it in his face. His eyes light up. When those Samuel Jackson eyes light up, you know shit's about to go down. You know it.
So it shows Samuel Jackson's body. There's a sheet over it. He's dead in the street.
Lit the fuck up.
Yeah. He's dead in the street. Husband's in an ambulance, and the lady in the ambulance goes, we were able to stop the bleeding. We're going to get him to the hospital, but he should be okay. And Kerry Washington's in there. She's like, all right, I'm going to come with him. And he just looks at her. He goes, we're going to have a family.
You know what's kind of funny?
And then the ambulance drives off, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. Good movie.
9.9.
You know what's funny? In all these scenes, when someone's in the back of a fucking ambulance, especially after they just got fucking wounded, no one's ever, like, hurt. I'm not saying, like, he looked like he wasn't, weak. But I feel like you'd be in some fucking pain, bro. A bullet just went through, like... I would imagine, bro, you'd be
They had to
hurt.
end the movie. We can't end the movie with him like screaming like his hurts so bad. like that can't be. And then just the movie's over. Like he's probably gonna be fine.
Maybe like have him wake up at the hospital and then maybe give those lines. But I don't know. I feel you. I just think like, dude, I got shot through the fucking chest, out the back.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to my wife. I'm like, bitch, I'm fucking hurting so bad. I can't even speak. I'm like, that's how I'm probably, breathing.
I mean, well, she's your wife. Don't call her bitch.
I know, my bad. All right, I'm sorry, guys. It's just,
Bitch, I'm hurt. I ain't talking to you. I'm hurting, bitch.
We listen to Suave
Bitch,
Smooth.
Bitch, go get me a beer.
Before every episode. We listen to
Suave Smooth is a family man. There's no way he calls
bitch,
his
I'm
wife
from
bitch.
Palm Beach County. It's that bitch, bro. That bitch is strong.
Pussy N-word. I'm from Palm Beach.
Yeah.
He's very respectful of women. I don't. You do sexist things, then you try to drag Suave Smooth into it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Bro, he says bitch.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bitch, I'm from Palm.
Yeah, but he's talking to men. He's calling men bitch.
All right.
It's disrespectful. He's like, man, you're a little bitch.
I'm sorry.
One stay in the head.
Goddamn right.
Guys, that is Lakeview Terrace. 9.9 on my end. Braden, what'd you give it?
6.8.
6.8, 9.9. I think I'm correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely, dude.
Guys,
Samuel
if
Jackson
we can
should've
get a
won
little
an
vote,
Oscar.
maybe comment underneath after you watch the movie. Let us know what you think. Give your own score. We want a community from the 5-6 Kings listeners to give the scores.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
That'd be cool if we can give it like a poll, like the Google users.
Yeah, no, but this is...
That's like the 5-6 Kings users.
I don't care what they think. This is all about what I think. And this movie is a 9.9 out of 10.
David is a king, so...
It's the David Breen podcast. It's all it's ever been. That's all it's ever going to be.
That's that Samuel Jackson speaking through him.
Braden, you want to tell the guys what we're doing next week?
Oh, David, I am excited. I am so hyped, guys. We are going to be watching and breaking down my favorite movie of all time called Interstellar. Interstellar, starring Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, fuck you. You didn't tell me McConaughey starred in this movie?
Yeah, he's the main actor.
We're getting 2 McConaughey movies?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He's the first one getting doubles? Are you kidding me right now?
I'm so hyped. Guys, this is a fucking phenomenal movie. I fucking adore it. So you probably already know what my rating's going to be next week. But, tune in to find out.
Yeah, guys, I've never seen it. But if Braden likes it, you can probably guess the area around where my rating's going to be. It's not going to be great. It's going to be middle of the road at best.
Yeah, we're always like flip-flop on like the votes.
Yeah. But guys, hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't seen Lakeview Terrace, there's just so much shit that Samuel L. Jackson said in this movie that first of all, I wouldn't feel comfortable saying. But second of all, like it's just, there's way too much for me to capture it all and be like, all right, I'm going to say that on the podcast. I'm going to say that. He's out of his fucking mind. I highly suggest you go watch this movie.
I'm sure Will Smith was probably on set trying to calm everyone down. Like, no, it's okay. It's my choice. I'm the producer. It's okay. You can say it. He's probably there making sure everyone was comfortable with their lines. But yeah, so next week, guys, we will be going over Interstellar.
And if you guys want to watch it ahead of time, it's available on Sling TV and Amazon Prime with a premium subscription, Paramount Plus with a subscription, or you can rent it on YouTube for $2.99, Google Play for $2.99, or Apple TV for $3.99.
Oh,
if you
wow,
want to pay an
look at
extra
that.
$1, go through Apple TV.
Yeah.
But guys, hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please download the episodes that you listen to.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Subscribe if you aren't already.
Yep, click that subscribe.
Give us a follow on Instagram. Guys, I posted the most hilarious video you're ever going to see. I'm just so fucking funny, guys. Like,
It's the best IGTV.
I've watched it 20 times because I'm just like, God, I'm
Check that, 22.
I'm 22. I'm real funny. This is great. On our Instagram. And if you guys don't follow us on Instagram, you can find us. We're 5-6 Kings. That's FIVESIXKING. That's on Instagram. Give us a follow. Guys, thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, Subway. Please give us money. And this is a Wednesday, so Braden's getting ready to come in with one of his taglines.
I was thinking about
He's forbidden to say it because we're recording this on a Wednesday. We'll see you next Monday.
Yeah.
That's the plan. But thanks for listening.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. When niggas get gunned down and left slump, when we dumb just for fucking round. This ain't the county for you bitches to come around. Okay, bitches 5, 6, 1.